Is there anything we've missed?
No, I think we've hit it pretty well. I mean, we did get a message just yesterday from Make-A-Wish International saying that this year alone, they've already granted over 19,000 wishes. So with the money that we raised from this event, I really look forward to hearing just how many more get granted before the end of the year, coming into this Christmas period.
Yeah, the best period for wishes. But thank you so much indeed for Make-A-Wish for doing amazing work. Year round, just honestly so inspirational. So thank you so much indeed. With that, we're going to let the game rock.
Let it rip.
Let it rip. Get the wok out and start ripping. Okay, cool. Are you ready, Deno?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, I'll pass it over to you. Good luck. This is day 3 of ESA Legends. Let's go.
So I guess we're kind of thinking before maybe we'll do English, so it's easier to follow. So it will be slower, but you know.
We were so close to speed.
It wasn't the
Fell from grace.
Look, I specifically practiced to do this in English, so I'm not too confused. I'll put those skills to use.
Sorry. You're like, it is faster in Japanese. I haven't practiced it.
I don't read any of the text or anything.
I can do either one. I can do either one. I'm ready.
Yida, do you want to get ready on the button because we start the timer? Tech aren't doing that. Yeah, go! Like 15 minutes into the run, 0.
They left long ago.
Okay. Do we have any opinions on the name? Do we keep default or?
I think because we had a donation overnight. Let's go with that. Carpelli, so KAA. KAA.
K.
AAPELI. Carpelli.
Capellini.
PELI. Carpelli. There you go.
Oh, that's a Finnish word.
When I was saying it, my head was going, I really hope that isn't something really offensive in another language.
Carpel is a cable.
A cable, let's go.
Cable.
We're a cable now.
Let's go.
My favorite X-Man.
But normally the time starts when you press new game, but since we had we give a name, we'll just start from here, it's fine.
We'll just make it up for now.
Just start 5 minutes in and get world record.
Yeah, let's just do 3, 2, 1. Are you ready on the button? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yay!
Hey.
Okay, so yeah, you could see there was character selection. There was 8 different characters, 4 male characters, 4 female characters. Yeah, you might think that's kind of similar to Octopath. I know Octopath. You could say this was this did that before Octopath. Anyway, regardless of the character, the main story is the same. But the reason we picked Katarina is because her intro is the shortest. She's also a good character in general, but the main thing is that the intro is the shortest. The intro is it's going to be 4 minutes or so. We can kind of talk about what's going on in the story. So this is that's Monica. So she's also one of these characters you can play as, and these guys are plotting to overthrow Mikhail's kingdom here or whatever. I'm not so good with all these political terms, but basically they were going to kidnap Monica, and this is Katarina. So she's Katarina is Monica's bodyguard. So of course she goes to her all right, well, we need to do something, and she's gonna escape and get some help. And then we're going to continue as Katarina from here. Yeah, basically the if you play in Japanese, not only is there less text to go through, but it also just goes it displays 3 characters at a time, whereas English displays 1 character at a time. I don't know why they programmed it like that. It was unnecessary to make English that slow. English is actually with the free master release. that was the first time they officially localized this game. There was like a fan translation before that, but yeah, this is the first official localization. Came out like a few years ago. I don't know exactly. You also saw me like kind of just like teleport outside the room. I pressed like this map button. So the map button, if you're like in like certain like rooms or towns, or mainly if you're like, indoors, you press the map button, it like brings you outside that room. But if you're like outdoors, then it opens the map. So yeah, that's why you sometimes just like see me kind of teleporting. Yeah, I mean, you could just, like run out a door, but yeah, you can just teleport as fast. There is also like an option in this intro to like hide your weapons and like kind of sneak around and like fight some guys, but it's easier to just kind of get arrested and just sit in the jail while everybody else handles things up there. Yeah, this is kind of why the intro is the shortest for Katarina, because she just sits in jail while everybody else does the work. Yeah, we can see all the like starting characters here. So basically, behind the scenes, everybody else did stuff. Like if you picked another character, then you would kind of see like what happened in the background. Yeah, honestly, like the biggest difference between the characters is the intro. After that, it's like a lot of the stuff is the same. They do have some unique characteristics and some like kind of small like side story things that they can do. No, I could still switch to Japanese if somebody donates. Like I just need to restart the game. Like I can do that. But if somebody
wanting
wants
to punish yourself there, just like I really want to struggle.
Just wait for like the switching bit where it's like, I didn't actually practice in English.
Yeah.
I've never seen this game before.
What is this? I did kind of like the 8-character thing in RS3 because like 2 had a bit more of a slightly different approach with the whole generational thing where you kind of like have to kind of go through eras of different characters as you kind of progress the story. But again, as you say, like, you know, I remember playing Octopath for the first time and being like, this is very, that was my response, was like, this is very SaGa actually, like kind of like separating it into these separate characters that have their own individual narratives in that wider whole, which allows you to kind of like get, you know, a good sense of replayability, because not only do the characters have like their individual storylines and like small like things that they can do throughout, but the games generally are quite open-ended. You get a lot of options to go to different places at different points, and so you can always create different scenarios for yourself even within the same storyline. So you're always going to see the other half of stories all the time. And I think SaGa is also a series that really rewards understanding those mechanics. They can seem quite obtuse at times, but the more you understand it, the more you can really like, I guess, speed things up and motivate yourself to kind of get through it and experiment. And so the multiple playthrough things is really kind of like built into the DNA of the game, which I think makes it a very rewarding experience.
Yeah, I'll quickly explain like this, like kind of the main gist of this character story is that she was guarding the Masquerade, which is like a special sword, but then somebody was like impersonating Mikhail and like took the sword from her, and now her quest is to get the sword back. So that's kind of where we're at, and she cut her hair to prove her resolve. But yeah, at the start here,
You good?
I blame that on playing with a controller. I usually play with a keyboard, but with this setup, we decided that controller will be more comfy.
It's my controller as well, so sorry about that.
I thought like, yeah, you take it personally if this run goes poorly.
No, but this is like a weird quirk with menuing. Like, if I'm still holding the D-pad and then I press the confirm button, it's just like that's another D-pad input instead of confirm input. So it's kind of tricky that way. So that's why sometimes I get like double input and I get confused.
But I guess to explain what those menus were at the start, basically you can buy spells, and one of the spells he bought was Binding Thorns, which is going to be useful in one of the fights later on. And he also sold pretty much all the items that he had and bought, I believe, 4 hand axes.
Yeah, 4.
And in general, axes in this run will be like the main weapon type that we want to use. So that's going to be like the way this game really works is you have proficiencies with different weapon types. Axe is the main one we're going to be using, so that's what we want to level up with every single character in our party later on.
Making money dealing drugs that poison both body and mind. We can't have that.
Don't hurt me.
Yeah, Yarmouth is like there's this Dafor group that's like doing crimes, and then we have Robin who always comes to the rescue. So yeah, we're gonna see a couple of these events while we kind of like pass through here. One like interesting smallest little detail is that you get an option to like either intervene or not, but actually like Robin appears regardless. But the difference is that if you choose to intervene, then Katarina will, or Gabelich rather, will have some like extra like text box appear at the end of this. So if I don't choose to intervene, then I just don't get the text box, so it's very slightly faster. And there I use the map to like kind of warp to this end of the town and talk to this NPC who tells us about lands. So this is like one way to unlock locations on the map. I just talk to NPCs and they tell us that, yeah, there's a place there, you can go there.
Yeah, and we do that with various different locations as well.
Okay, I'm gonna recruit Khalid. I'm gonna look for his feet. There! So he can be either on the left or the right.
Yo.
What was the... okay, something is actually kind of weird with the controller. It was like, why am I running? It's like not reading the input sometimes. I'm a little bit worried now.
Just real quick, we had a $5 donation from Shokupanu saying, Bune is my wife. Thanks so much.
That sly weasel Martin.
So we just recruited Ellen there as well, and we talked to this NPC to learn about the Abyss Gates. So that's another area we just unlocked. And Ellen is going to be used for pretty much the rest of the run. And Khalid is important for one specific fight later on, but we will kick him out eventually.
Yeah, this is gonna introducing like the main story that this is Abyss Gates that we need to close, and there's these like Sinistrals that are coming through the Abyss Gates that we need to drive away. And he kind of told us where all of those are, so yeah, that'll be what we're doing later on. But I need to like press the confirm button like 5 times before it goes through. There's actually something wrong with the controller. I don't know if...
Again, I'm sorry. I'm used to it though.
Don't take it personally.
As far as I know, I don't have any problems. But...
The greatest anime betrayal of 2023, the controller incident.
I dismantled it just last night just to like mess with something.
The screws are slowly coming off and it just crumbles in his hand.
Yeah, no, if somebody has like another like controller they can like bring over in case there's like more trouble, that'd be a good backup. Or I could just grab the keyboard and the mouse.
So the obvious option is just grabbing a keyboard, isn't it?
Yeah, I normally run with keyboard and mouse because there's like some like kind of speed tech that you can do with a mouse specifically. Because like with the remaster they added like mouse and touchscreen controls, so it's like a kind of unique way of input. So yeah, it ends up being good. I did actually like map the touchpad to like left mouse click, so I can do it with a controller. Yeah, normally I actually play with keyboard and mouse.
So obviously we are 11 minutes in and haven't seen too much in the way of combat right now. When is our first fight in the run? I actually can't remember the...
Define fight.
Battle system engaged, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just kind of because obviously I think the thing that really makes SaGa stand out is kind of the interaction between obviously the openness of the world, but also the openness of combat. So I kind of feel like it's. I'm curious to see when it kind of starts kicking off.
So what happened there in the Smith is we initiated a side quest, and what we're going to be doing in the early portion of the game is basically talk to multiple Smiths to progress. Sort of like you craft one weapon and then you unlock like more weapons that you can craft later on. Right now, the side quest is basically get into 10 encounters to progress that smithing side quest, which we'll be trying to go for like as we traverse to other areas. Right now we have Nora joining the party as well, but eventually we will have to kick her out and then she'll return back to the smith and then we basically talk to her to smith the rest of the weapons.
You okay there? To be fair, with the PS4 controllers, I find that the USB, like the micro USB, is like the worst connection in the world. And I'm so glad that USB-C exists.
It's the least satisfying. Like there's no click.
It doesn't. No, the thing is, like with the PS4 controller, it doesn't stay in.
No.
Like you can't charge. I can't charge mine because like, the wire doesn't fit anymore. It just falls out.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Sorry. you have to speedrun with one. It's.
How have we let this happen?
You must be
This
stressing
travesty.
out right now. Yeah.
Can someone give us money so we can go to the shop and buy a quality PlayStation 5 controller?
Yeah, we're just gonna traveling to Ake. We had to go to Great Ark to take a boat to Ake, and we're going through the jungle to get to the Fairyville. Enjoy this music.
This is the higher end of Ito's work.
Yeah, actually, getting this encounter is fun. Yeah, I can just consistently flee from like all these encounters, and yeah, like Ida mentioned, I need to hit 10 encounters, so I'm gonna be like counting how many I'm hitting, so I'm at 2 so far.
Yeah, so this game doesn't really operate on the whole like random encounters kind of mechanic. This is you have sprites in the rooms and then you basically have to walk into them if you want to fight them. I guess the weird thing is that if you run into the same sprite again immediately, it does change like the enemies, which is kind of weird. Somehow like you might have one fight where there's just one enemy and then suddenly you walk into them again and then there's suddenly 3 enemies. It's pretty weird in that way.
I'm unlocking another location, Stanley, and then there's also a smith I can recruit from here. So I'm going to be recruiting a few smiths so that I can craft a really good axe for myself. Yeah,
so
I can talk more about that later, but for now, my main priority is finding the Show of Wonders.
So the fairy village we just visited, I guess the quest, or is it a side quest? I don't think it's a main quest. But one of the fairies has been kidnapped by the Show of Wonders. It's sort of like a circus that just goes around different towns randomly. And the idea now is we want to find it by visiting the different possible towns that they can appear in. Sometimes it can be very conveniently placed in a town that we're already visiting, like Stanley. Other times it could be in like places that we never want to visit because there's just simply nothing to do in that town in the first place. And it is also possible for it to be like nowhere. And the location of it changes for every time you enter an encounter. So if it's in a place that we just don't want to reach, we can just go into an encounter and reset it.
Yeah, I first go to Sherplov and then Vanguard because I need to go to these places anyway. And I learn about Mazas anyway. So the Show of Wonders can't be here, but it can be in Mazas. And I have to go through here to get there. Yeah, it'll be here. No, it's not there. I'll check Stanley. It's not there. Check Miles. It's here.
So production of rather aggressively been pointing towards a channel point reward of the most deceitful proportions. So basically this is like the peak of my villain arc in the anime of Legends 23. Yesterday for the low cost of 500,000 channel points, I had the pleasure of physically kicking Goosebird out of the venue.
Are you going to kick yourself out of the venue now?
So some unnamed head moderator of ESA did some call to action in the Discord to get Goosebird back into the room, which was truly upsetting. But the behind the scenes, the Vince McMahon of the event was that we would kick Goosebird out, and then Goosebird would come in and kick me out. And then we would have like a proper like duke it out, like Raw SmackDown style.
Oh, right, okay, I see.
But somehow someone let Goosebird in early, so now I have to get released into the wild at our own discretion and our own way. I am not looking forward to being actually kicked out of the building though.
By Goosebird as well.
Why Goosebird?
By Goosebird.
Oh yeah, no less
yeah.
by Goosebird himself.
He's going to give you a good honking, I think.
Yeah, so I'm now going to try and hide the wireless camera so that no one gets to see this shameful act. So yeah, you may never see me again. If so, it's been a pleasure.
How does it feel to get wrecked by a stuffed animal?
By an inanimate object wearing a cowboy hat.
A red Christmassy one as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow, it is the season.
The things we do for money. This wasn't even real money. Digital currency. Goodwill, I think, is what this has gone towards. Go away. I don't want to see anyone else step onto the.
I always feel like Neviat's always appears in the room at just the strangest of times. It always feels nefarious, even though like
he's got a look about him. This Neviat.
Yeah, even though like nothing is that bad, it just seems like something's happening. Goosebird, calm down. No. Sorry, Deno, for derailing. Yeah, derailing.
Let's go find. So we just recruited Peony, the fairy. So we freed Peony and then recruited. And now there's another thing we need to do. We've hit 2 encounters so far. We still need to hit a total of 10 to finish that crafting. Now it's 3. And we also want to grab a wing amulet from here, which is an accessory that increases speed. That'll be quite important for this run. I believe I'm at 5 encounters now.
This guy's just blocking the way now.
Yeah, I don't mind this. I need to farm these encounters anyway.
I guess it's a very good, efficient way to just quickly farm those encounters. Just find them on the spot.
Yeah, you are. Sorry.
7.
Goosebird, relax.
I was gonna check something. 'Cause I can't remember this interaction at this point. But like the way that scaling works in this game, right, is that obviously the more combat you kind of like complete, obviously you get stronger by doing combat. You get extra HP and obviously proficiency in weapons and all that kind of stuff to increase your strength. But obviously enemies scale with how many encounters you complete. I can't remember. Does fleeing count towards that? Is it any encounters you take, or is it just encounters you finish? I can't remember the scaling on that.
No, fleeing doesn't count for that.
Okay, cool.
So we go to the pub here.
Relax.
Release Nora.
Revenge is not the way.
What's going on over there?
Matako is getting bodied by a stuffed duck. Goose. Just focus on your run, Deno. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Yeah, this is where we start crafting the Francisca because we got so many smiths crafting weapons here.
Bird, it was not the way. Do you have any last words for your arch nemesis?
Well, Matako is gone. He was gone so hard that the planet started crying.
Well done. As we see people getting bodied in game as well.
Yeah, somebody sent Robin to Matako's rescue.
I feel like if Matako comes back, we're going to be having foie gras for lunch tomorrow.
I don't think Matako's coming back, but the hero is coming back. He got his revenge.
I like how he's taped up from all of his battle scars.
So they caught Robin. They're gonna burn him. That's very tragic.
I like how after getting beat up, they just immediately stand back up again.
Yeah.
Dennis Robertson in the barrel. Little did we know there are 2 Robins.
Dalio. Yeah, and in fact, both of these Robins are recruitable characters. But we do specifically want the slimmer one out of the 2, the one on the right at the moment. We'll be able to get him in our party after this combat. So I guess this will be our first real fight.
Oh, baby.
It'll be very exciting, especially because I got lucky and there's only 1 enemy. There could be like 5 enemies or something. It'd be very bad if there were. And there's this sparking, so she just came up with the idea like, what if I throw my axe? And she did, and it hit the enemy, dealt some damage, and now she can do that from now on.
So yeah, I'm not sure if sparking's been like fully detailed, but like, so yeah, sparking, as Deno said, like obviously learned a new move, and they were thinking, oh, I've got an idea, I've got a great idea,
Yeah.
I'll throw this, and now I can do that. Essentially, yeah, there is a level of like randomness to it. You may not kind of there are things you can generally get because there'll be like different levels of certain abilities, but like it is a kind of thing where there is like an RNG chance to learn certain skills based on how many attacks you use, what your actual weapon proficiency is as well. So it does kind of keep things fresh each time, but like it is a really cool system whereby that you learn skills by utilizing the weapons, and then the characters are randomly coming up with the ideas. So it is a really, really nice system to like learn abilities. It can be quite frustrating if you want a certain one and you can't get it, but it is cool.
So one really nice mechanic about this game is there are different types of formations you can set your party to. So this triangle one is called wedge, and the formations have like different effects as well. So this one in particular, if you're in the menu choosing the formation, you can see like arrows, and then next to the arrow you could see like speed, for example. So the front character is now getting a 50% speed boost, and then the 2 just behind are getting 25% speed boost. But then these formations can also have like hidden properties as well that the game doesn't really tell you about, I believe. But wedge gives the front 3 characters plus 25% physical damage, which is just like barely enough to one-shot enemies like for the beginning portion of the run as well.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like Robin, Peony, and Khaled start with pretty good damage. We're gonna like switch everybody to axes soon, and then they won't be hitting as hard. But yeah, for now it's pretty handy. I'll get Daybreak for Robin, so that's a spell that can one-shot enemies. It is based on probability, but also if the enemy is stunned, then it will be guaranteed. And that's why we got the Binding Thorns at the start of the game. So that's what I'm going to be trying on these enemies right now. Binding Thorns, and then Daybreak. And then hope for the best. So hopefully we see 2 stun text pop up. If not, then 1.
So that's Binding Thorns that we got at the beginning.
Except that Robin died before.
Oh no.
I think this is gonna be auto-save time for me. I'm over here. That's awkward. I went to the wrong location. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Completely intentional. Don't worry.
The autosave took us to like a different dimension here.
oh, binding zone.
The binding thorns to stun both the enemies, hopefully, and then daybreak.
Oh, well, she's gonna stun him. Because she just came up with the idea to sweep the enemy's legs. Yeah, basically... Yeah, okay, now they're both stunned, so they're both gonna die. Yeah, those enemies have pretty much, like quite a bit of HP, so the instant kill is nice to have. Yeah, the sparking is like tougher the enemy, the like higher level things you can spark. So like a sweep and tomahawk are something you can get like pretty early. Yeah, tomahawk is something we need to spark yo-yo later, which will be like the our like main ability at the like end of the game. Four?
Just focus on your run, Denno. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Yeah, this is where we start crafting the Francisca, because we got so many smiths crafting weapons here.
Bird, it was not the way.
So I'm confused. Was that played to find the right thing to
Do you have any
click?
last words for your arch nemesis?
It's still going. Oh, it's a replay.
It's confusing to hear these voices in my head.
Yeah, just do the run. Stream seeing something completely different. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay, so this is an interesting strat. So, wait. Oh, it would be an interesting strat if I did it right. Let's play that back. I forgot an important step here. So I switch to a 4-person formation, and then I kick my main character out of the party, which puts me in commander mode. And now in commander mode, I can choose a strategy. I'm like struggling with this controller. I'll just do another turn. It's fine. Yeah, I wanted to use Black Dragon Strike. So, oh no, not Bird Song. Uh-oh. No, this is completely ruined now.
Yeah.
No, I can still do it. I'm just gonna, yeah, just... Don't Bird Song again! I had one opportunity and
I guess to explain what Den was trying to go for. So, basically, there are 4-person formations where you can actually take out the main character. So in this case, we're taking out Katarina from the party, and this actually changes us into commander mode. Commander mode isn't like individually choosing the actions of every character. Instead, you're just choosing strategies, and then the characters will basically...
He didn't get stunned!
This is bad. Oh,
okay,
wait.
It might still work. No.
Damn.
First I mess things up, and then I have the worst luck I've ever seen.
We can try.
So what is each ability that you are attempting to employ here?
Okay, it worked anyway. So how it's supposed to go, I just turn on diversion tactic, use Black Dragon Strike, then Ellen and Peony will land a stun on him, and then the Black Dragon Strike will consistently one-shot him. But yeah, he was either like using Birdsong to like stun or kill my characters, or some kind of shenanigans, whatever. In the end, I got the instant kill proc, like RNG proc, even without this stun.
Yeah, and basically Black Dragon Strike is one of those fusion spells, and the idea is back when we got Khalid, we got Berserk, which is an earth type spell. Robin has a wind type spell, and then in that formation you put both of them at the back, So that allows Black Dragon Strike to be available, and that's basically the idea with Volcano. You just basically instantly one-shot him. If you manage to stun him with the first 2 front characters, that gains the stun like ability in their normal attacks. But yeah, that was a very unlucky moment.
Yeah, I recruited Undyne because I got rid of Volcano, helped Undyne. So now she's happy to join me.
Yeah, another really powerful early game character. This is more a magic focused character. Equipping all the abilities we have on Undyne.
Quick update as well that if after seeing Matako get absolutely hammered by a goose, embarrassing really, if you want to rescue him, on our way to 4.5 to get the extra FF Legends run, if we get to 4.2, we can at least go on an attempt to rescue Matako. The Matako rescue mission.
Yeah,
well, we cannot guarantee success, but we'll give it a crack.
Yeah, if we find him, we'll give him a blanket and some hot cocoa.
Yeah,
you know. Maybe convince him to not turn Goosebird into foie gras.
Yeah. So you can see how Goosebird feels about that. But yeah, of course we want to hit that milestone. FF Legends, the original kind of 3 are really interesting runs. They're very different from each other. So FFL2 is really cool. So let's try and push towards that big milestone. But we might as well rescue Matako on the way. So.
Yeah, so this is a little side quest. We're doing this side quest to unlock actually a free master exclusive dungeon that will be really helpful in sparking Yo-Yo later. But this side quest is kind of on the way. It's not too bad to do. We need to go to this dungeon anyway, the Archfiend Palace. One of the Sinistrals, Alicus, is here. We do need to go to the door here and find that it's locked before, and then acquire the foiled ring to actually get there. So we're not going to get there now, but we have to go to the door at some point anyway, so we do it now.
So as you can see, dodging enemies is a huge part of the speedrun, and I guess one scary thing is if you're sprinting inside a dungeon, the enemies sort of lose their sprite, and you only see a shadow of them. So you gotta really be careful to walk past them, and they do move completely randomly. It is very easy to just run into them back to back.
Okay, I've run into one. I was supposed to fight. I was going to fight it, but then Katarina was on flee, and I didn't realize that. Okay, this room is pretty tight. I don't really want to fight this guy. He's pretty tough. Ooh, okay, man. Okay, that's pretty good. There's very high chance that one of these enemies is just in my way on a narrow corridor.
Yeah, this is one of the scarier rooms when it comes to avoiding combat.
Yeah, there are certainly clips of me carefully trying to avoid enemies and then being very scared when they suddenly jump at me.
So many jump scare clips from then.
Okay, this was a really good Archfiend Palace.
Yeah, normally when I watch Den's streams and he's in this dungeon, all I really hear is just the combat theme play over and over and over. It's a very tough.
That's either how hard it is or just very subtle shade.
Oh, she was still on flee. Okay, I need to get that sorted. Yeah, there we go. That's better.
So the setup here is we put Undyne in front of this formation because that boosts her speed, so she acts very quickly now. And then the good thing about Undyne is she has this spell called Thunderclap, and it does massive damage. Yeah, we're clapping for the Thunderclap. And it does about 1k damage AoE, which is huge for early portion of the game. And I believe that's pretty much what we're going to be doing for the majority of the early game at this point.
Okay, we're out of here. Okay, now that we've been at the door, and the door just said the ring, very ominous. So now we can go talk to a descendant of the matriarch in Lance. Lance was the matriarch's hometown. We're also gonna stop by the shop on our way, buy some shields and some skill salts. See, matriarch was like explaining the lore a little bit. Matriarch was like a child of destiny who like slayed the Sinistrals 300 years ago, or drove them back to the abyss. And this is a descendant of the matriarch, and he gave us the Troyal Ring. So with the Troyal Ring, we could now get through that door, but we're not gonna go there until much later. We need to be very well prepared. And now we're in Vanguard, and this is kind of the region for Fornius, which is like the kind of water-based Sinistral. And yeah, you can see a scene here. This guy was just like
Yeah.
trying to take care of some business in the middle of the night, and now he's not doing so well, and I think his wife is in trouble too.
Yeah, when I first saw that scene, I was like, oh my god, that's brutal.
Yeah, by trusting at the inn, we can kind of like trigger the events here. So now it was like, I wonder if we can catch the killers now. But no, actually, Khaled is the killer. No, it's like a little bit of humor there, but the game is like Khaled was just like trying to use the bathroom, and they thought he was the killer. So here's your real enemies.
So Thunderclap, and I believe the last one has more health.
Yeah, that's why I targeted the tomahawks on the last guy. I was about to just mash, but then I realized that Katarina did spark tomahawk. So if things go well, I'll be able to turn 1 this fight. Oh, okay. That was good.
Oh, and we're getting some X level ups already as well.
Yeah, and I acquired Tomahawk too. So when it says acquire Tomahawk, that means that I can now teach Tomahawk to anybody. So now they don't have to individually spark it. I can just give it to everyone. And that'll be important later. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about like, so like Matriarch mobilized the Vanguard. So Vanguard is actually like a moving kind of like fortress. So now we're like, okay, we gotta do that again and beat Fornius. And then we're like, yeah, we can help, but then we don't offer our help for free. We're like, I don't know, that's not gonna do it. And then he just starts offering more money. And in the end, he offers 5,000. And then we're like, yeah, okay, 5,000 sounds good. There is like a greed counter in the game. So like, if you like start bargaining for like money, then your greed counter goes up. And if it hits 15, then you're like locked out of some side quest. But we don't really have to worry about that. We're not gonna reach that point.
and forced encounter. Obviously, it's just thunderclap, big AoE damage.
Yeah, and very lucky that she just went first, because sometimes you have like all the enemies attack before her and all my other party members doing attacks. That is not good, but she just killed everything right away. That was good.
Looks like you're getting really good luck on axe level ups as well, at least in the last 2 fights.
Oh, it's decent. Yeah, we'll have to like separately grind for axe levels soon, but if we can get some before that, that'll make the grind faster. At least in theory. I mean, level ups are like basically random. Like, there's no like EXP that accumulates or anything. It's just based on like how tough the enemy is and how high your skills are. You have a certain probability to level up your skill, and you have a probability to level up HP and SP or MP. Yeah, also since we're recruited Undyne, she can help here to mobilize the Vanguard. If you like don't recruit Undyne, if you kill Undyne, for example, then you can still recruit her like her students. So you can like still obviously progress this quest, because you know this is necessary to beat Forney's, which is necessary for the story. Yeah, we can get rid of Khalid at this point, and then we talk to him about the dolphin, which is like the dolphin figure was stolen, which is needed to get the Vanguard rolling.
It's quite funny how some of these side quests needs you to like leave a room quickly and then go back into the room.
Yeah,
to
sometimes. Yeah, he told us that he saw the dolphin figure here, and he tells us we gotta buy something, and he's gonna tell us we just buy something. But now what we do is we sell our royal ring, but because it's an important item, you can just buy it back for like very cheap. But then we can just sell it again, and we can just farm money like this. Kind of an exploit. Very handy for the run.
I don't know any other RPGs that let you do this.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, whoops. I want to do a little shop here. I'll buy Celestial Dust will actually be for the Fornius fight, and then some liquor to get some MP. You see how it was like dropping so many inputs?
Yeah.
Like this is not good. If anybody has another controller to give to me, I'll take it. Maybe, I don't know if it's about the controller or something else, but yeah. If you sometimes see me just like standing there not doing anything, that's because the controller is acting up for some reason. This enemy is like kind of hard to deal with. It's just kind of on the way sometimes. Yeah, we've recruited this pirate Herman.
Really nice dodge.
Yeah, some enemies they have like specific movement patterns. Like those frogs, they always do like a hop, and some just like kind of move smoothly. But yeah, Herman here is like kind of guiding us through this dungeon, and yeah, he just wants to be along, and he wants to revenge Fornius because Fornius cursed him to be old. So by beating Fornius, he will actually become young again, and then he will be a valuable party member. Right now, he's kind of not very good. His stats are not that high. Okay, I'm like getting sandwiched over here. Oh! How did I fit through there? Uh-oh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, here's another forced encounter before you can pick up the dolphin figure. There's another move, cut timber. Increases my damage a little bit, but I feel like it's not going to be enough for me to turn this fight anyway. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh. Yeah, this Quasargotl just has like way more HP than the other enemies. Okay, I'm lucky that Undyne got targeted because she doesn't even die from that. Okay, I got lucky again. I mean, like the reason I like to keep my party members alive is that then they can get these level ups at the end. And I did in fact get HP on Katarina and some max levels. So now I'm at the point where I need 220 HP on the main character to progress a side quest. And then I also need a 10 axe skill on somebody so that I can start doing a more efficient grinding setup later. So we go to Fire Fortress. The enemies are kind of like a bit tougher around here, so we're more likely to get level ups. And Undyne is strong enough to kill them anyway.
We also unlocked this new formation called the Dragon by recruiting Herman. And the idea is it's the best formation to sort of choose the order of your party members' actions. So the front party member, which is Undyne right now, she gets a 50% speed boost, and as you go down, it's like Ellen's getting a plus 25%, Robin's getting nothing, and then the other two is like minus 25%, and then the last one's minus 50. So it's sort of like controlling the order of the party members.
Yeah, we also moved Peony and Katarina at the bottom because they're the fastest characters in the party, and we don't want them to act because all we want is Undyne to act, none of the others. But sometimes, like you could see there, Ellen actually got an attack off.
Yeah, all we want to see is just Thunderclap, otherwise any other attacks would just waste time. And on top of getting Katarina to level to HP to 220, we want to get a character to Axe level 10, so that we can start getting Yo-Yo later on.
Yeah, and even though they don't actually get to use an attack, they can still level up Axe just by like having that command buffered.
Oh. He was dodging you instead.
Yeah, sometimes it's that way. Yeah, basically, yeah, as long as I input like any Axe command, they will have a chance to level up Axe skill.
So the special thing about getting level 10 Axe skill is I believe it pretty much makes Tomahawk damage from like just one hit into 2 hits, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what we need for farming later on for Yo-Yo and getting Axe proficiency. Well, I think it's just getting Yo-Yo at this point, isn't it? Just need level 10 Axe.
Yeah, so like with Yo-Yo, with Yo-Yo, the damage is going to be much improved by having axe level 10 compared to like having 9, so it's really important to hit 10. So we'll have just enough damage to kill this like specific enemy later on. That's like a fixed encounter that we can just keep grinding. I'm just gonna like keep respawning these enemies at the entrance until I hit that level 10 axe and 220 HP on Katarina.
Yeah, sometimes this grind can be very quick. You just do one room and then you're done, or sometimes it takes forever. But I guess as Undyne is using Thunderclaps, she is consuming a MP every time. But thankfully, these enemies do drop MP restoring items, and you already have a couple of them in your inventory as well. So it's already like self-sustaining for a grind. Don't need to think about it much.
I'm getting a good amount of axe levels. I think Katarina needs one more HP level. So when you get an HP up, it's also like random exactly how much HP you get. It scales with the character's stamina, but there's also a random range. And I think she was at 211 HP.
Nice.
Yeah, that could be the one. Let me just check during this. No, she's at 219 HP. So that's a low roll. So now I'm exactly 1 HP off from being able to trigger the side quest I need. So this is not the situation I want to be in. Okay, well now it's the situation I want to be in, because now they just got a level up anyway. And Ellen is level 11 axe, so I'm fine.
Done with the first grind.
Yeah, that was not too bad. That was okay. So I'm gonna go trigger the side quest now. And then I'm also gonna do the get the Francisca, the better axe.
Yeah, so Francisca's pretty much the best weapon for using yo-yo, which is a axe skill. And then we're going to be getting that for every single party member. The first one we get from the crafting is for free, but then after that we have to buy them, which is 4,000 money each. But we have plenty of money right now.
Yeah, I mean, money itself is capped at like 10k in your inventory at a time. There is like a bank system, but I have plenty of like expensive equipment that I can sell. So after like a little bit of selling, I'll have enough to acquire all those Franciscos.
Also, this character basically just dies to go somewhere to rescue.
They're in like dream world now, but because like Muse drank a serum and went to the dream world, and then Troll purposely did that to like go rescue her. And then, you know, it kind of looked really bad for a moment, but yeah, in the end it's fine.
There is a side thing where you can go into the dream world with him, and I believe that's like just something to make him possible to recruit. But obviously we don't really need him in the party at all.
Yeah, I'm getting the axes now, so for a little bit of mining.
Yeah, so like I said, the first Francisca for free, and then after that we have to buy the rest of them. On everyone except for Undyne, I guess. Undyne doesn't need it.
Wait, what am I missing? Wait, did I not buy the royal ring?
Oh, you sold? Wait.
I was supposed to like buy it back. I guess I forgot that step. I guess I'll go pick it up in just a moment. I feel like I haven't done that mistake before.
We're pretty much just selling what we don't need at this point.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of things we need, so we're selling pretty much everything.
Yeah, just an easy way to buy all the Franciscas we need.
Yeah, let me just... Oh wait. Oh well, since I'm in lands, I'm gonna do this.
So was it mentioned before what exactly Franciscas do?
If a hand axe and yo-yo are the only axes that can use yo-yo. So it's like a weapon, a skill tied to a weapon. And Francisca is just better than a hand axe. So that's the best axe we can have for using yo-yo, which will be the main skill for the run.
Okay.
And then we'll go into why yo-yo is extremely broken for this route later on.
Yeah, you'll see that soon.
But yeah, we don't have yo-yo just yet, but we're going to get that in a different grind later. Oh, not a grind, but through a remaster exclusive dungeon. Just going into some.
Yeah, I forgot to buy this fine ring here. Yeah, when you buy the fine ring, it turns into the royal ring. So that's what I was missing. Give that to him, and then give these shields. So you can also equip party members through the inventory screen, which is pretty handy. Yeah, like that.
So the formation system in this game is someone who's never actually seen a SaGa game. I noticed that it influences speed, so does it also influence, like in similarly to Final Fantasy, does it influence how characters take damage?
So I think it's the front characters that are most likely to be targeted. And I'm not sure if all the formations are specifically speed as well. I think there are some that are for other stuff.
Yeah, well, it always like displays the effect on speed, but there's also like unique effects on each formation. It's not really like all that similar to like Final Fantasy formations where you have like front and back. It's more like with this formation in commander mode, there's a special feature where all of them like attack in sequence. Like first the front character, then the next character, then Robin, then Undyne, then Herman, and the enemy can't like interrupt that chain. That's why we're using this right now. But then there's like also the wedge formation, which boosts the physical damage of the front three characters. And then there's also there's like a defensive formation. There's all kinds of things. Then there's like spell fusions you can do with different formations. It's a very like kind of in-depth system compared to like many other RPGs.
I also don't even know if the formation mechanic is in the other SaGa games.
It is. Romancing Saga 2 has a very similar formation system. Romancing Saga 1 had something a little different, but it still had formations. And many others also have some kind of formation system. So I'm going to make sure everybody has Tomahawk now. I'm going to need it. And then I'll just change the formation. I'm going to get rid of Undyne. So now I have 5 characters here who can use Tomahawk. And we're going to find an enemy here that has a high spark level, which means that we'll be able to spark some high-level skills against that enemy. And like I said, Yo-Yo is a weapon skill, so it's tied to like it's either hand axe or Francisca. And yeah, everybody has a Francisca. And they need to use Tomahawk. And if the enemy's spark level is high enough, then there's a chance that I spark Yo-Yo. And as long as somebody sparks Yo-Yo, then it's just unlocked for the weapon, so everybody will have it.
Is that conditioned for as long as the weapon is equipped on that character, or does it transfer from character to character if you re-equip, say, one Francisca to another character?
It's unlocked for all the Franciscas I will use.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm low on SP here. I need to recover.
Oh yeah, so skills like Tomahawk and Yo-Yo are what like consumes SP. But we have plenty of those items to restore.
Yeah, I have to specifically target the guy in the back. What? Okay. Well, there's Yo-Yo. You know, sometimes it takes like 50 attacks before I get it. This time it took one. Yeah.
Very good.
Also, like I mentioned before, this is a remaster exclusive dungeon, and at the end you have some sort of super boss. Obviously we don't really care about that, we're just here to get the yo-yo.
So yo-yo has sparked, and now all of your characters have yo-yo.
Yeah, so we basically learn skills, we spark skills, and then what happens is in some kind of menu where you can just teach it to any character you want. The same thing happened with Tomahawk before, we learned it earlier, and then just like that we were able to just teach it to every party member.
Well, the weapon skill is a bit different because it's like as long as anybody has a Francisca now, they will automatically be able to use it. They don't even need to like have the skill learned on the character itself. Okay, so now I'll be needing Berserk on everybody. We're gonna do a little setup in just a moment. I'll need everybody's MP recovered. And then I need a very specific formation here, like this. Then I'll make a save. So what I'm gonna be doing in this fight is I'm gonna be buffing Ellen's strength with everybody. Now these two only have 5 MP, so they can use Berserk only once. So I'm gonna save that for later. So buffs in this game, you lose like 25% of the buff every turn. So basically I'm gonna be buffing for 4 turns to get the biggest buff I can. And according to my calculations, I should reach essentially 95 strength on Ellen by doing that, whereas like 99 would be the maximum. So we'll almost reach maximum strength. And you might be wondering like why am I going so hard on this random enemy? And that's because there's like I guess it's like a glitch. I like to call it damage storage. If you're familiar with Kingdom Hearts 1 level 1 runs, there's people call like a trick there damage storage, whereas like every attack deals like the damage of a finisher. This is kind of the same concept. I'm like storing the value here, the like 95 strength. I'm storing it to memory, and it's gonna stay there. Let me get this right. Okay, now just one last turn of everybody buffing, and then Ellen using Tomahawk. Like Tomahawk scales with strength, so then the game is gonna write her strength value, her current strength value to memory, and then use that value for scaling damage. And here comes the like unique part about Yo-Yo, which is that Yo-Yo does not overwrite that value, but it reads the value anyway. So that means that this 95 strength is just gonna stay in memory, even though I'm like soft resetting here, like loading the save. Even then, it's gonna stay in memory.
Yeah, so he can load any save file at this point and it would still be reading that same value. Just getting rid of all these skills. Don't need them anymore. So what actually overrides that value at this point is if any other like enemy or any other party member does something that reads some other value. But we basically have the 95 strength stored now, and as long as every party member keeps using Yo-Yo and no enemies do any other attacks, we just permanently keep the damage storage. And for this grind, hopefully we never ever lose it. So the idea is basically to not lose damage storage. We are one-shotting these enemies all in one turn before the enemies even have a chance to do anything that could get rid of the damage storage.
It's very hard to see the shadows.
Yeah, this
in the
dungeon in
background.
particular.
But these enemies, they're always the same. These are very convenient encounters for us to grind. Okay, so now everybody's going to be using Yo-Yo.
So this is Fire Fortress, and this is where we're grinding the axe level. And the nice thing is that these enemies here are like stronger than enemies in other areas. And then we're just trying to grind the axe level to level 20, and because these enemies are stronger, it gives us a higher probability of getting those axe levels. So, like I mentioned before, level 10 axe skill gives extra hits to whatever skill you're using. So if we're getting level 20, I think it's like you're basically doing 3 hits, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 hits, so you can imagine just how much damage we're doing, tripling yo-yo damage.
Unfortunately, Ellen has extraordinarily low SP right now, so I have to recover her SP like every 2 fights.
So yeah, this is by far the longest grind in the round. How long does this normally take on average?
Something like 10 to 15 minutes. So yeah, if you need to like grab a snack or something, that would be the time. Check if no one else is at level 10 yet, so I need to keep Ellen there. But she has really low SP, so that's making this slower. There is a like nice little trick that most runners of this game don't even know about, which is like exclusive to using a mouse. Now I don't have a mouse here, but I actually mapped my like controller's touchpad to left mouse click. So the mouse kind of registers inputs separately from everything else. So it's like a unique way to kind of get past some like cooldowns that you otherwise would have on some of these inputs. So basically, there's like 2 inputs for every character. So, like first you choose the attack, and then you choose the target. So then, by having this like mouse click and having the controller button press, I can do those 2 different inputs in very quick succession, which you wouldn't be able to do with just a controller or just a keyboard.
I'd like to take a second to remind everyone at home. So we were about $377 away from launching a rescue mission to save Mitako after Goosebert, shall we say, terminated his employment here and left him in the snow to die. So if you guys want to rescue Mitako, it's going to be another $377.
It's a very dire situation. We need him back. Like, you know, it's like kind of cold out there. You know, we need to rescue him. Also, I would love to do Final Fantasy Legend 2 run right after this. So we'll need a bunch of donations if we want to reach that goal.
Right, for Final Fantasy Legends 2, the next milestone for that is $677 for a total of $4,500. sorry, 4,500 cash. Sorry, was it money and cash? Is that how he said it before?
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Sure, we'll roll with it. There is only Goosebert, but presently I am Goosebert's parole officer. I got my eye on you, duck. Hey, don't you take that tone with me. Don't you take that tone with me, buddy. You're on thin ice. I mean, okay. Maybe not half as thin as the ice that Mitako is on right now. And you know, I'm a little worried about him. I'm sure the people at home are even a little worried about Mitako right now. You know, surely we can, you know, surely the people at home could spare, you know, another $377 to, you know, help us fund a rescue operation for Mitako. I mean, all of which will, you know, go to charity, but I'm sorry, I think I lost my train of thought. All I remember is that's right. Goosebert may be interested in a Toy Story style rehabilitation. Could one please explain to me a Toy Story style rehabilitation? Wait, are we talking about like... No, maybe not that one. Dang, it's been a minute since I saw Toy Story. Oh, right. That was, right. But how does that apply to Mitako, though? That is the $1 million question. Yes, the $1 million question. Maybe I should say $377 question.
Yeah, we're getting everyone to axe level 20 right now, so you can imagine just how long this takes. What levels are we at right now?
I don't know. I don't get to see it in real time. I could like be a pro and memorize all of them and every time they level up, but I don't usually even bother trying. I think we're doing pretty good though.
I guess you know if you're level 20 if the animation of Yo-Yo changes.
Yeah, I would notice.
So if it's level 20, you would actually see them throw 4 times. Which is sort of weird because the damage is basically ×3, but they're throwing it 4 times, so it's kind of misleading in that way.
Yeah.
So, what exactly is that? Is it like some kind of serpent, or is it like no? That's an arm and a hand.
Yeah,
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Yeah, I don't quite know. Some of these sprites in this game, it's kind of hard to tell what they are. I think they're called like, let's see, Magmite.
sometimes you see sprites in a dungeon, and then you walk into them, and then they look nothing like the sprites.
I'll try it.
I will say I've always enjoyed the sprite art in these old SNES RPGs.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were able to communicate quite a lot in so few pixels.
And I think I'll be excited to see the bosses. Which won't be too long until we get to our first Sinistral boss fight.
So pretty much everyone is turning into a glass cannon at this point.
I mean, they're getting HP, but HP doesn't matter. I'm just not gonna get hit. It's funny for an RPG, but that's kind of how late game is actually gonna work. I'm just not gonna get hit. I'm still gonna get hit a few times during this run, but let me see. Okay, Peony and Robin need 2 more levels. Wait, were there 16?
I actually don't even know where the axe skill is in that menu. I can even see.
I can't remember if I saw 16 or 8. Yeah. I said they need 2 more levels, but then I felt like I saw 16.
Either way, we're at a point where everyone's doing over 4,000 damage.
Well, not everyone. Katarina is.
I guess it's a nice optimization to whatever character already has axe level 20 or is able to one-shot them. Just put them in the front. They have the highest speed and they just immediately one-shot them instead of maybe 2 characters having to attack.
Yeah. Although, it would be more optimal to one-shot them before you reach level 20, because then the animation is shorter. Like, if the front guy immediately gets to level 20, then the whole thing is going to take longer. Well, that was quick.
Yeah, I guess sometimes Peony goes before Katarina. I'm not sure like what the how it varies or how it changes.
Oh, what varies?
Like sometimes Peony goes first before Katarina.
Yeah, that's just like random initiative roll. I I mean, Katarina is more likely to go first because of the formation. But Peony can sometimes roll higher initiative. Yeah, Peony still needs 2 more and Robin needs 3 more, so I think it was 16 before. I especially want Peony to get 20. If Robin doesn't get 20 yet, that's fine.
Sort of wish we had real yo-yos now for this. Except I don't even know how to play with yo-yos.
Yeah. That was my idea, but we failed to acquire yo-yos before the required point in time. So I'll just need to go a bit longer. Well, at least assuming I have decent RNG. And of course, like the closer to level 20 that you get, the less likely you are to get more levels. Like you can only go so far, as like the probability keeps going like lower and lower until it goes to 0. As your skill gets higher. But I think you can at least get to like 25 here.
I like how when you're selecting their actions or when you finish the fight, they will have like one leg just pointing forward. Nice, one on Peony.
Yeah, I guess I need 1 more for Peony. I feel like Ellen's axe level is like through the roof right now.
Yeah, and the chances of that is way lower than Peony or Robin getting the...
I have had runs where Ellen reached level 30 by the final boss.
Would level 30 be an extra hit?
Yeah, it's quite good.
But I guess with the route, you really don't need to go past level 20 anymore.
Yeah, you don't really need to, but it can make some things faster.
Come on, Robin.
I'm so close, but...
I guess there are some situations where you don't need level 20 in everyone. Like one of them could just be below 20, isn't it?
Yeah, but like right now, like Robin and Peony are both under 20. So I can't have that.
But I think it has to be a very specific situation you're in to be able to skip one of them.
No.
It's always the second spin they do that I hope that it's the axe one.
The anticipation.
I think this is because you're playing with my controller.
Yeah, this controller sucks. Why did you give this to me?
Explains the bad RNG I've had these years.
So what was your first experience with this game?
I started the series with. Actually, I started the series with the mobile game. Then I did Traversing SaGa 2 and then 3. So by the time I got to this, I already had some experience with the series. So yeah, I did play the remaster first. I never played like the original SaGa releases. I feel like I'm kind of glad I did that. Like with some of the things I've heard, especially with like SaGa Frontier, is like it adds like so much quality of life. But also for Romancing SaGa 3, it's like the amount of like quality of life they added. So I thought it was like it was a good casual experience for me. It was not at all like too confusing. Some people feel like it can be like SaGa series can be really confusing to play, or like don't understand the mechanics. Yeah, by the time I got to this, okay, now I'm good. Definitely good now. I'm leaving. Yeah, by the time I got to this game, I felt like I knew what it was about. I'm just kind of enjoying my time and like doing all kinds of side quests and doing multiple playthroughs. I was certainly struggling with like the Sinistral bosses. Like they're pretty difficult casually. Honestly, the game in general is quite difficult. Quite difficult casually. Am I? Hold on. Am I blanking on where to go? Oh, no, not this way. I was like mixing things up with previous part of the game. Yeah, that'll be enough. I wouldn't mind having a little more quality bombs, but that's enough. Yeah, talk to this guy to learn about the desert. Yeah, there. Yeah, just need to go left 3 screens to reach the Archlord Tower. Okay. The other problem, besides her walking away from me, was that this controller drops like half my inputs.
I'll actually need to try it myself. I don't know if it's just disconnecting every now and then.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah, I need to talk to her, and she told me that if you go east here, there's flowing sand. So I needed to hear that in order to find flowing sand.
And then going east, you're gonna see a big sort of culture change that the town has, which kind of like matches the east in real life. So it's more of a Asian aesthetic look to it.
Okay, so here I'm gonna actually switch to the dragon formation in combat, which forces them to use Dragon's Fang specifically. They're unable to spark any like other formation attacks, which could happen otherwise, and that would completely ruin my entire like damage storage yo-yo setup. So now they I force them to like attack in this specific order. Now I need to avoid this fish.
Also, we have Undyne in the party as well. She doesn't really do much. But she's there to maybe, I believe, set up some Oh, some
Well,
environment.
what the reason she's in the formation is because I want Katarina to not be in the formation.
Yeah, so there are just certain things that a commander mode does. That's maybe better than just individually inputting.
Yeah, like that Dragon's Fang thing, that's only in commander mode.
Not to mention every turn you regen in commander mode, so in bosses later on, well, specifically just one boss, some party members will get KO'd, but then the regen will just revive them anyway, so every turn you just get a chance to make them do actions again.
Okay, sometimes that goblin is just like stuck on the stairs, and then I'm like, oh, well, what do I do now? Like nowhere to go. Yeah, this seems like pretty decent enemy RNG.
They are letting you directly through.
Yeah, this isn't too bad.
Also, one like nice small thing that this game does is if you're just holding a direction and there isn't really much of a wall blocking you, or you're sort of like walking against some kind of wall, your character will just automatically move to the side for you. Small quality of life thing. I don't know if that was in the original game or if it's just a remix.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I mean, I guess in the first place, like it's more traditional for like older RPGs to be like tile based, so like you move one tile at a time. I mean, I guess technically they do have like tiles here, but it's like the movement is like way like finer. Like you can move like very small steps at a time. It's like it's pretty nice to control. Like Romancing Saga 2 is like just completely tile based. Like it's very different in that regard. But yeah, they're just kind of like confused about us in the east here, and they took Undyne to study magic. They just kind of like take your like best magic user. Sometimes if I've had low axe skill on Robin, then she has taken Robin instead, and that's not really what I want to see, especially when Robin's low on axe, because I want him to get more levels, and it is still possible to get axe levels in this dungeon. That's good. Yeah, these enemies, they can spawn with some like random enemies with them. I don't want that. I can just like flee the encounter if it looks bad. But you know, obviously it's preferable to just get a nice encounter right away. And yeah, that encounter, I just like needed to fight that one, and also this one. After this, all the enemies will disappear. Yeah, now that there were like 2 extra enemies, I don't want to deal with that, because they might outspeed me. This is just one, so let me just make sure that I kill the main guy first.
I like how he's riding a fish here, and then this sprite is just walking around.
Yeah, I don't know, it's like, this is like a specific overworld sprite and combat sprite combination. But even then, it's like, it feels like it doesn't completely match. Yeah, I can talk a little bit more about the lore. So, so they mentioned the Arch Fiend, or was it Arch Lord? So this the story is centered around like these like children of destiny. There's this event called Trials of Morastrum, which is like an event which happens every 300 years and kills all life born that year. But then these like children of destiny survive that, and they either like tend to become like villains or like like heroes. So that's kind of how it goes. And yeah, basically the Arch Fiend is like a child of destiny that like became evil, and then like Matriarch was a child of destiny who became good and like fought the Sinistrals back. And yeah, now we're in a situation where we have like another 2 children of destiny, and then we're kind of like wondering if they're going to be like good or bad, and like what's going to happen. And yeah, we're going to get into that later. But yeah, basically the story is centered around like this Rise of Morastrum that happens every 300 years, and like all the events that are connected to that. Like the Archfiend would like open the gates to Abyss and like call forth the Sinistrals from the Abyss, which would then like cause havoc over the world. So yeah, there's all kinds of events like this happening. And yeah, right now we're again like at the situation where these Abyss gates are opening and we're closing them. And yeah, we're gonna go close one of the Abyss gates surely soon here.
Also, that's a very nice looking prison.
Yeah.
Like as Dan said earlier today, it's like an office. Where's my controller?
Where's my map?
Oh, map.
Oh wait. No, I'm confused. Okay, no, that was just me being. I was already thinking about going to Fornius, and I was like, why is the map not opening?
Oh, is it because this is considered a dungeon? Open?
No, it's like right now I'm locked in the east. I just got confused. That's all. Like I need to do this quest. Oh, I need to do this quest before I can like use the map. That's all there is to it. Yeah. So sometimes these birds are like, super fast. It's like if they want to hit me, they will.
And then while you're sprinting, their sprite goes away and all you see is just a shadow moving around, so it's a lot harder to see. But yeah, this is the classic combat music over and over again.
That was close. Okay, I'm just gonna hope that this goblin goes away.
Oh no, he's staying there. He's camping.
Just go away. Go away.
Oh, they're both camping now. Okay.
There we go. Okay, so this isn't really much of a boss. This is so this is Archfiend's armor, and this will like summon more enemies every turn. But we're just gonna kill it before it does so. Okay, now I'm gonna do what I was trying to do earlier. So now I get to leave this eastern region. Okay, so now I'm gonna prepare to face Fornius. I'm just gonna rest at the inn to recover all my party members.
So we're going to be facing the first Sinistral, the major bosses of the run. I think there are 7 of them, right?
No, there's 4 of them.
4. Oh, I might be thinking of Romancing Saga 2.
Yeah.
But I think the formula, at least in Romancing Saga 2 and 3, is that you can do these major story bosses in any order, isn't it? And then you unlock the final part of the game after you finish all of them.
Okay, so even though I had the dolphin figure equipped on Undyne, I can still just place it there, and now there's just like one slot in her inventory open. Wait, why does he not have space? Okay, I'm a little bit confused about that, but it's not crucial, I suppose. I can't open the equipment menu because that would mess up the damage storage. That's just how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna like just set up the formation that I'm going to use for the fight, but then I switch to another formation just so I can switch the formation at the start of the fight to guarantee Dragon's Fang, so that I can guarantee 4 good yo-yos before the boss gets to act. So after that we will lose the damage storage, but we'll get it back later.
Yeah, so to recap what the damage storage is, so earlier Den has used Berserk on one particular character. Berserk is pretty much just buffing the strength stat, and then he buffed it all the way to around 95. And then after that, Ellen, which is the character that kept getting buffed, used a skill called Tomahawk. And what happens after that is the game reads that value, and then every yo-yo we use after that keeps reading that same 95 value, but it doesn't override it ever. If any other enemy used an action, or we used any other attack that would read a different value, then it would be overridden. But because we kept using yo-yo and kept basically finishing off all the enemies in one turn, we just kept that damage storage all the way to the upcoming boss. Unfortunately, we can't one-shot the next boss with just one round of yo-yos, so that's where we'll lose it. But we will get it in the Sinistral after that.
Now we're going to the World's End. This is World's End. And they know the secret location of the Undersea Palace, where Fornus is.
Are these lobster men?
Yeah. And yeah, now we're out. That's all we're gonna see of World's End. Yeah, Matako is still missing. We need to get him back, so you should get your donations in for that.
Yeah, as you can see at the bottom of the feed, the next milestone is for us to mount a rescue mission to save our dear friend Matako after he was voted with channel points to get kicked out. Goosebert did the deed, and yeah, just kicked him right out into the snow. So, but the thing is, you know, we can't really mount a rescue mission without you guys' help. And the rescue mission is $377 away in donations.
May donate to keep him locked out. I'm sure that's yeah, sure. I can definitely promise from Matako that we can do that. As long as it's a high enough number, I'm sure it can be done. I don't want to give a specific number, but if it's high enough, I'm sure it will happen. Yeah, you can see the like automatic movement here. I'm just like holding left and it's just going like constantly left and up because it's like a diagonal wall.
But you know, if we are able to secure the funds to mount a rescue mission, then he will be given, you know, blankets and hot cocoa. We do got a lot of hot cocoa over here.
Oh.
These dungeons are very long, now that I'm watching the entire thing.
Yeah, and I'm also skipping all the optional rooms.
So the enemies turn invisible whenever you run.
Yeah.
There we go, finally reached the room.
Yeah, this is going to be the Sinistral fight.
So the big boss, and you're gonna see that big bosses in this game actually has some kind of animation. They're not just static.
Yeah, that's of course a free master edition.
Also enjoy the music.
Yeah, now we have some. Somebody gave Kenshi though an electric guitar, and he did this. Even on a SNES, he was doing this very like kind of metal style or like electric guitar, like band instrument kind of music. It's very nice.
So the first thing here is changing to the dragon formation to get everyone to initially do yo-yos. We have Undyne there just using Tremor, which is her best attack damaging magic at the moment, but she doesn't really do much here so far. But now that Phornius has done an action, we now have lost the damage storage, so we're pretty much switching up what we're doing now. So we're going to be using something called Celestial Sand, which is available in this formation.
What is in Commander mode? You can use any items from your backpack, and we have that in our backpack.
And that's going to change the environment to fire. So there's another thing in this game where you can actually change the environment to fire, water. So in this case, if the environment is water, Phornius will be healing every turn. He's going to have regen. And he has an attack that can change the environment called Squall. So the idea is, if we have the environment as fire, they first have to negate the effects before they can then apply a different environment. So if we have the fire environment, he uses Squall, it's just going to neutralize it, and then after that it'll be water. But
yeah, of course the same applies to Earth environment, which is what we have right now, because I got lucky with when Undyne uses Tremor, that can also change the environment to Earth. So like the same explanation applies to that. But now I don't necessarily want to use the Celestial Sand because it's already Earth. So that would just like negate Earth, and then if you use Squall right after, then we would suddenly be in water, and I don't want that. I'm just gonna use a Fairy Stone for small damage here.
Also, as I said before, you can see that the characters are getting one shot sometimes. The nice thing about being in Commander mode is at the end of every turn, all the characters.
That was a very good fight.
That's one of the fastest I've seen you do it. Every characters get regen at the end of every turn, so if any character's KO'd, they just revive and gives them another turn to do another action, so it's really convenient.
They do, of course, they have LP, so short for life points, so every time they die, they lose LP, or if they get hit while they're down, they lose LP. And if they go to 0, then you can't get them back up again. And like after the fight, they would also be out of your party, except for the Sinistrals. If you beat a Sinistral, it will just like revive everybody, even if you're like, even if you've run out of LP. So these are like an exception.
And if you lose a character, some of them you can get back, but some of them you cannot get back anymore.
Yeah, at least as far as I understand. I don't usually run into that situation, but pretty sure that's how it works.
And I think Herman, which is the pirate, has only 4 LP,
I don't need to.
which is the lowest of everyone right now.
Well, now he's black again, so yeah, now he's fine. Sorry, I'm like a little bit confused with this menu right now. That should be all. Okay, and then since we beat Fornius, we unlocked a powerful water magic called Haste and Time. So we're gonna put this on everybody except Undyne. We don't need Undyne anymore.
So with the whole damage storage thing, we are going to get that again. But the nice thing about certain things like haste and time, it actually doesn't override any damage storage we get, because it's not one of those things that reads some form of value, like an attribute that a skill needs to read.
Yeah, and to explain what Haste and Time is all about is after you use Haste and Time, it'll prevent all enemies from acting that turn. And there's also an additional component for every 16 MP you spend. It'll consume all your MP, but for every 16 MP you spent for it, it'll give you turn priority for that amount of turns. So if you have 16 MP and you use it, then the next turn you will act before the enemy. But even if you have 5 MP, you can still use Haste and Time. And if you used it before the enemy did any action, then you just prevented the enemy from doing anything that turn.
Is this a place where when you're sprinting they don't disappear, or are you just not sprinting?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. They don't actually disappear here. I don't know why.
And it looks like the fog is slowing you down.
Yeah, the fog slows me down.
It's an interesting dungeon. It's nice to switch things up a little bit.
Oh, I missed the stairs. I got kind of screwed by the auto movement there.
For a second, I thought it was my controller again.
Nah, the D-pad works fine on this controller. That was me. I'll make a save here just in case. I mean, this auto saves too, but we get a little bit of lore here. So he's saying that the Sinistrals are not fully passing through the Abyss Gates. They're just like sending these like images of themselves. So they're actually in the Abyss, and they're like sending like these images of themselves through the gates. And then he's also saying that Dora, which is Gwen's mother, fought alongside Matriarch to banish Bune back to the Abyss before, and now we're basically doing the same thing with Gwen, now with Katarina. So this is basically an alternative way to do this fight. You can also fight Bune with your full party. But
in reality, in itself, if you were to go to take that route, it doesn't really lose time if we're just talking about defeating Bune, but the thing we're setting up for the rest of the run requires Gwen here.
Yeah, this is a really cool encounter though. Like you're like flying on a dragon, like background is like scrolling, Zero's just like flying around. You just fight with this dragon. Yeah, you get to like control what the dragon does. It's pretty crazy.
So Bune has 3 phases, and each phase has around 3,000 HP.
Oh, 4 phases actually. So,
4 phases.
so there's 3 phases of 3,000 HP, and there's 1 phase of 9,000 HP. But on top of that, there's like HP scaling. So it's like depending on how many fights I've done, and then also some RNG, like how high the scaling is.
That's not a creepy face at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I just stare at whenever I see Den at this part. I just can't stop looking at it.
Yeah, the design of this boss is quite something. And, you know, somebody in chat is calling her wife, and I'm a little bit concerned for this chatter.
I don't know, maybe 4 heads is better than 1.
Well, when we get to the abyss where we have the like real Bune, she looks a little different there, maybe a little more human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, so at the end of the game, normally I do only one of the true Sinistrals, but literally, if anybody donates, like I don't know, let's say even $5 and tells me to do one of the true Sinistral bosses, like for example Bune, donate $5 and tell me to do true Bune fight at towards the end of the game, and I'll do it.
So yeah, for the phases in this fight, it's pretty much just been yo-yo and twin spikes just to get through the phases quickly. In the last phase, we actually want Gwaine to use something called Frost, which scales off of the stamina stat, and Gwaine just so happens to have 99 stamina. And what happens there is it's pretty much how we're going to set up the final damage storage of the run. So it's going to read that 99 stat, which is the highest like stat in the game. And it doesn't actually have to be reading strength. It could be reading stamina in this case. And then yo-yos will still be reading that 99 stat, which means we'll be doing max damage every single yo-yo for the rest of the run. And then the idea is to pretty much just finish off every single enemy in one round of yo-yo before they have a chance to get rid of that damage storage.
I'll do one more twin spike. I'm like at about 5k damage now. Like I could go for Frost now, but it'd be a little unlikely to work. I think it's a safer play to do one more twin spike. Okay, now my damage is pretty high already.
I like how there's rising earth from the sky.
Okay, now I'm slightly concerned about... I should be able to do one more twin spike.
So we just got a $5 donation from Shokupan. Please fight Bune. I want to see my wife again.
Alright, it will be done. What is Bujururu? I don't know, maybe if you donate $10 you'll see. Okay, I feel like I can't actually use yo-yo right now because there's a risk that I would get the kill with the yo-yo and then I wouldn't get the Frost kill. I think if I use... Yeah, okay.
Nice.
I'm kind of proud of myself for doing this right, because you know it's kind of easy to mess this up. I've messed this up many times, but I've learned from my mistakes. And yeah, now since I finished the fight with Frost, so now that 99 value is stored in the memory, and now I'm gonna try not to lose that ever, so I will only be using yo-yos and hasten times.
So, I'd also like to mention that we also got a $5 donation from Matako, who says, "Let me in!"
He's still out there.
I guess he's out there somewhere.
I mean, maybe Goosebird
He's alive, but you know we can't necessarily guarantee his safety unless you help us mount this rescue operation here. You know, because like you can see at the bottom, you know, the Mataka rescue mission is presently. I gotta really get in there. I can barely see it. $367 away.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're lacking a little bit of funds for the equipment to go on this mission.
It's
And,
really snowy out there. You know, we
it's
need
very
some-
cold here
some-
in Växjö, Sweden, and we wouldn't want to leave him out there for too long. So we approximately have like an hour left on this run, I guess. And by then we should be attempting to get him back. So make sure to get him back into the warm. Wouldn't want him to freeze out there, you know. And while we're at that, you can also unlock another game by helping out a little bit more than the 4,200. I believe at 4,500 we have FF Legends.
It's Final Fantasy Legends 2, yes.
Final Fantasy Legends 2, which would happen right after this. So just before Lightning returns. So if you want to see that, I suggest you donate for that. And all your donations will go to Make-A-Wish International here at ESA Legends, which is a new annual marathon focused primarily on RPGs. This one is primarily Final Fantasy with a little bit of other games mixed in. We've had Nier yesterday, Golden Sun. We've got some other ones coming up. Like Carcinogen here is going to be running Parasite Eve on Sunday, I believe.
Yep, be doing ye old Parasite Eve on Sunday.
Yep. I don't have the schedule in my head right now, but I think there might be one more.
There you are.
All right. Yeah. So after this, ideally, we have Legends 2, if we can raise the money. And then we have Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 9 Vivi only. And then tomorrow we have part 2 of that, as well as Crisis Core.
I'm scared.
And no! Oh no.
I
That is damage storage lost.
I haven't done the exact math. I know that it's not completely consistent that Robin gets the hasten time before Honors. So I was thinking that sorry, I'll have to use like a save that I prepared just to get the damage storage back. So I'm just gonna go here real quick and yeah, sometimes RNG is not nice. So because it's marathon, I'm just gonna
We're just going to roll with it here.
yeah, I don't want to do the entire Brunei fight again to set it back up. So I just had this will save prepared here and oh wait. Oh wait. What I messed up is that I didn't make a save before I... Hold on.
That would be right before Boone.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Well, maybe we're... Hold on. Is that where I made the save? Or maybe we are doing Brunei again after all.
Oh, would you look at that?
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
I guess would it be different even if you have the damage storage?
Would what be different?
If you have damage storage right now.
Well, I don't because I did a different kind of reset.
Oh, okay.
I think... No, wait. No, I would have it now. Yeah, but, that's that's not good. I'm
So for someone who hasn't actually seen or played this game, what exactly is this damage storage you're talking about?
Yeah, we were just talking about it before, so that's what we set up during the Bune fight. Is that it stores like a value of 99, which is like what our yo-yo skill will be using for its scaling, instead of their like strength value, which you would expect it to use.
So, another $10 from Mario 38. Boo-choo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-choo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-choo-doo-doo-doo.
There we go.
That's right, Control. That's right.
Thank you for the $10. That puts us $10 closer to the rescue mission, as well as also $10 closer to the Legends 2 bonus run.
I'm just playing time so that we hit those incentives.
Yeah, we're just running back the fight, stalling a little bit. Got a little bit overestimate the spirit of this marathon, having fun.
I might still be underestimate.
We don't do that here.
Yeah. Basically, I was just gonna like use the save to quickly set up damage storage back and continue where I was, but I failed to consider that loading another save will get rid of my autosave, so I should have made a save before loading another save. So that's kind of where we are at.
So how many hours do we lose?
Not that much. We'll lose like, I don't know, maybe less than 10 minutes.
That's nothing. We're fine.
Okay, it's the third phase now. I'm gonna calculate damage. At least I didn't have to load a backup save. This is actually my save from this run. Yeah, I should just do the consistent formation setup for Honest instead of what I did there. Okay, I'm at like 2.5, 3.8. Maybe I can get a faster fight this time. Whoa, that was a lot, because she used Berserk, that buffed it. So that's 5.8, and that's like 7.1. Yeah, it should be safe to use Yo-Yo and Frost now. There's a slim possibility I die here, but most likely... Oh! Well, that was an excellent fight. Let's see, we were right on, right back on track.
GG's. How's it going there, Deno? How are you feeling?
That
good?
Let's pretend that everything went fine, and this was my first attempt at Bune.
Perfect.
First try every time.
Excellent. That's what I want to hear. No issues. How are we looking 2 hours into the run? Is this 203 solid for this point, or for those who may not be initiated into the world of RS3?
So we're kind of in this like we're kind of like in a boss rush mode right now. We're just gonna like we're all prepared. We're just going to go and destroy these bosses. And yeah, it'll be a lot of yo-yos. And a lot of boss fights. Okay, let me just put Peony in front this time, and that'll be a consistent setup.
I've been given 2 mics. That's a bad idea.
Are you just gonna like, I don't know, take turns talking into mics every time you say something?
Yeah, I mean, I think they have slightly different like volumes and balances, so it might be a bit interesting to see how it goes. I don't know. Perhaps I'm just
They sound about the same to me.
dang.
I mean, it might be a little more, a little bit more lows on the green one, I think. But otherwise, they sound pretty much the same. I can't tell a difference.
Oh, they're blocking my path here.
You'll be fine, I believe, Denno. One thing I really find fascinating about SaGa games, I'd say specifically Romancing SaGa. I was mentioning earlier the scaling that can generally happen by like playing through the game and completing fights, and that it's one of those few games that if it's hard to do, I'm not gonna say it generally happens. It's hard to do, but you can sometimes find yourself in situations where you make the game really difficult for yourself by like overgrinding or pushing enemies to difficult points. And that's where like speedruns of this game really like I think shines if you kind of like are aware of how this game feels, because you're right.
Okay. This time I'm just gonna make the. Okay, I think this formation is actually not consistent for this fight, except if I use haste in time. Okay, that's just some shenanigans I haven't ran into in practice. So this is where I whip out the backup save.
The backup save.
Yeah, this is where I set up my damage storage back, so. Yeah, I should have just, I was thinking like, should I just use haste in time to be like completely safe? And I was like, nah, it's safe, it's gonna be fine. It was not fine. Okay, but since I had that save handy, I could like do a quick setup for the damage storage. Now that's not like a fully legal move to have a save where everybody has 99 strength to set up damage storage, but
It's a marathon.
yeah.
It's fine. This is incredibly good track.
Okay, now we're going to do this fight fully consistently, and there's no way this can go wrong anymore. So Honest is pretty fast. So to have this be completely consistent, you need to have Peony in front, who's the fastest character. Use haste in time. That's the only way to consistently outspeed Honest every time. If you have Robin in front, use haste in time, that's like, I don't know, like 2% chance that it fails, that he ends up being faster. But 2% is apparently way too high of a chance, because it definitely happens sometimes. Alright, but no more shenanigans from now on. Everything's gonna be clean.
I like the confidence.
Yeah.
Reminder to everyone that we do have some milestones coming up. We will save Matako. I think it was 4.2. 4.2k, if we can hit that amount, Matako will return. He's been beaten up by Goosebert earlier. 4.5 will add a bonus run of Final Fantasy Legend 2, which is actually SaGa 2. This is the 6th game in the SaGa. Well, currently what you're watching is the 6th game in the SaGa series. But Denho will do a bonus SaGa 2 run. Even if it's not immediately after this, we'll eventually get it shoved into the schedule somewhere for you. If you're enjoying watching a little bit of SaGa as a different pace speedrun of RPGs in general, then yeah, more to watch and more to enjoy.
Yeah, if you're unaware, it's a Game Boy game. It's a very nice RPG on the Game Boy.
People really underestimate handheld RPGs sometimes, and there's some really good ones.
You would know.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, Bowie, would you want to tell me, how was your experience tackling this game for the first time? Was it really difficult for you?
I mean, yes, I think. I think because Again, Romancing Saga is a little slightly different from, I'd say, the original Saga games, in certain degrees. If you try and play this game, I think, like a regular RPG, you will kind of hamstring yourself a little bit at times. I was mentioning earlier that, you know, because of the way that the game scales, you can find these situations where you'll like make it really hard for yourself if you don't optimize your leveling, but the enemies keep scaling. It's rare to do, but it can happen. And my first experience was playing RS2, and I did that. So I kind of learned a little bit with RS3, but I kind of I learned my lesson from 2. But yeah, it's kind of, it was still quite tricky, I think. Again, like when you really get a handle on these games, it does make a lot more sense. But I wouldn't say they're like inherently incredibly difficult games, but they are nuanced. And you have to kind of like lean into that and be willing to kind of like change your perspective of how to approach games or RPGs in general.
They really like this door, these goblins.
You'll get there. Is it one of those things where just fighting them and clearing them is just not at all viable for you?
It is.
Because at this point you just think just blow them up, right? I don't know.
No, normally it shouldn't take this long to get through. Normally you just like flee a couple times and then you're gonna be fine. Okay, made it.
We in there.
But yeah, you're talking about the scaling, but like honestly in this run you don't see a lot of the like scaling mechanics because the bosses they don't really like. Brunei does scale a little bit. But for the most part, they don't really... Like, the biggest thing that scales is the regular encounters, but we don't really do them.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of trying to earlier go on to a point about saying that, like, yeah, the reason the speedrun's so good is because you can optimize without really, like, affecting that and kind of having to deal with it for the most part.
Yeah,
because like using like very, very specific, you know, equipment builds and pushing for very specific sparking techniques, you know, the damage coming out here, you know, 6k, I mean... 5k in here, it is a lot of damage, and it's a, you know, a very, very clean way of doing that. I mean, some people won't really experience that because they may not be able to know the ways to unlock that. And again, speedruns I think really are quite conducive to showing SaGa at their best, at its best, for the most part.
I was a little bit scared there, but does Black not have axe level 20 yet? Because his damage is not very good. But he'll get there, but I was a little bit concerned that Peony would not get the kill, and I would like lose the damage storage again, but no, that turned out to be fine. But yeah, that was the last of the 4 Abyss Gates, last of the Sinistrals. And here's SaGa and Young Boy, the Children of Destiny. SaGa is one of the available starting characters. She's a bit of a unique character. Her final boss fight actually operates differently from any other character. It's like a sort of special commander mode. It's a really unique thing you can do. But yeah, in the story here is like SaGa wants to like take the responsibility of like kind of. I guess her plan is to like sacrifice herself to like quell this like Rise of Morstrom events, and he didn't want this young boy to be involved, and now young boy is with us, and now we're going to save SaGa and screw her plans where we're just gonna like save her and save everything. That's the plan. Yeah, if you know SaGa Frontier, in that game the like scaling mechanics are even more significant because like all the bosses scale very significantly. So in that game the speedruns operate around like these battle levels and like making sure that your battle level doesn't go too high or the boss is gonna have like double the HP. So it's like that game goes really hard, but in this game the like big bosses, they don't really scale like that, so...
Yeah, I think a reason for that, I'd say, is obviously due to the nature of SF being a little bit more kind of like individual stories that are quite short for each one, but they are all very specific. Like with this, as you say, you have the character stories, but there is an overarching story that you play through with just the differences of seeing those out, whereas like SF is like very locked into those stories, so those kind of shorter scenarios need to scale harder, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, like the way you, I would say you want to approach SaGa games is that, like you want to think about how to efficiently get stronger, not just like if you just keep fighting the weakest enemies you can find that's like easy to fight, you're just gonna like scale enemies up and not get that much in return. So it's about like efficiency.
Yeah, again, I mean, yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier, but that's just one of those like key or like core identities of SaGa, that it is a very, I guess, knowledge-heavy series.
Yeah.
That, you know, the more you learn about it, the more you can get from it. I mean, the one that will always stand out to me is Unlimited.
I haven't played that.
Yeah, it's hard to explain that one. I don't think I ever truly understood it, so never really got it. But people will like really defend and love that game if they understand, because they just get how it all works. It's a very board game feel kind of game, but I never got into that one. I never could like understand it. But there are some people who just said that it is fantastic. It's just so obscure and vague about everything. But yeah. Oh, as a quick aside, anonymous donation, $20, no comment. Thank you very much. It's very kind. That goes towards Make-A-Wish, and closes in a little bit further on our milestone. So thank you so much indeed for your kindness. I'm looking forward to the new ones. I still need to get around to playing Scarlet Grace. I'm not sure if you played that one.
I did recently finish that, or I've one of the stories anyway.
I heard a lot of people really enjoyed it, and there was another one, wasn't there? Gosh, what's it called?
What, Emerald Beyond?
No. Emerald Beyond is the new one, and that looks like it's going to whip ass like so hard, dude.
yeah.
I saw the character designs and they're mad.
Yeah, it looks like a very similar style to Scarlet Grace, but then they're like taking these elements from like other SaGa games, like having all these different races, like having mechs and having monsters or vampires. Well, vampires are new, but like you've had like mystics in SaGa Frontier, and you know, even starting from like the first SaGa games, you already had like mechs and espers and stuff.
Oh, that was the one, Minstrel Song. Yes, that was the one I was trying to remember.
Yeah. I played that. I played that like even the original version, and then I played the remaster. I really enjoyed that.
That's the one. That was the one that I heard a lot of good things about, but I never got around to it. That I do want to try. But yeah, I don't know. SaGa's fun. SaGa is fun.
Yeah. By the way, there was like a mini game there, like an army mini game, but I just wanted to lose it as fast as I could. That's like if you play as like Mikhail or Khalid, you end up doing more of that stuff. But yeah, we just like lose that. We get more enemies in this dungeon if we like don't bother with that minigame, but that's better than like spending a lot of time on that minigame. Also, I used 2 hasten times in one turn. First I used Peony because she's fast, and then I used Black's hasten time because he has more MP. With more MP, like I explained earlier, you get turn priority the next turn, so that ensured that the dragon would not get any turns here. I'm not playing around anymore. I'm
not playing around.
I'm not letting these enemies attack me.
It wouldn't be conducive to winning.
Also, this music slaps.
For some reason, I was randomly thinking back to like the first time I saw a speedrun of RS3, back when my boy Aether RTA was doing the SNES version, and it's kind of really fun to see this version as well. Just kind of see them both, and how I guess how they've changed a little bit. These are fairly faithful remakes to my knowledge, but
yeah, they really are. But there's like definitely some like bug fixes that they did. Which, like, I guess the original version relied on like certain glitches that you no longer can do.
Yeah.
But one thing that does remain from the original version is these like so-called repeater text, like yo-yo, or double slasher, which is like part of the like world record route. There's also some others, but yeah, that's the like repeater attacks are what you use for this damage storage glitch. So by repeater attack, I mean like attacks that attack multiple times, and they also have this property where they don't override the like attribute value that's in the memory, so they just use the previous one, which is like what the damage storage is all about. So we just stored that 99 and then we just use a repeater attack, and that 99 never goes away.
Yo-yos, baby. You were mentioning the music as well earlier. I think Ito uses bass really well.
Yeah,
just kind of just as like a very like core part of a lot of, you know, because obviously bass lines in general are a really strong and solid part of most music, obviously. But it feels very prominent in a lot of tracks that he does. It reminds me. I was just thinking actually about it, like how popular SaGa as a series is, and actually the music is. It may not seem as like a big thing, I guess, in the West. I mean, obviously there are fans of it, and now that it's getting a little bit more international notoriety, I guess people are starting to enjoy it a lot more. But it's like really weirdly huge. The most recent Theatre Rhythm game, Final Bar Line, has like loads of DLC, right, for all of the tracks, and like some games have like, you know, 3 or 4 songs from it, but there's about, I think it's 30 tracks from SaGa somehow
so
made
good.
it into the DLC.
I'm so happy about it. I had to triple S all of them on Supreme. I just had to.
Yeah. It was really funny because you'd see like, oh yeah, now this game's getting the things 5 tracks, and then it'll be like, and now there's the 4th SaGa pack with 9 tracks on it. It's like, just never stop releasing them. It's a very loved series in Japan for sure. But yeah, I think, did you actually triple S all the Supremes?
Yeah, of the SaGa songs.
Oh dang, dude! There was, I can't remember the name of the track. The SaGa Frontier one. That's.
Oh, this is awkward. This is even more awkward. Hold on. I think that hasten time is gonna go off. It's gonna be fine. But this was really jank. But yeah, go on.
Me? Oh no, I was just trying to remember the name of the song. I need to Google it because I forgot the name. There was one Supreme that was just, it was just dirty. I couldn't do it.
From SaGa Frontier?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe T260G's Last Battle?
Probably. Let me just. Let's have a look. I'm just gonna have a look at the DLC tracks. I'll know it when I see it. Yeah, it was probably 260G, yeah.
I'm not doing the fast Cerberus. At some point I was like, I'm pretty sure fast Cerberus is consistent, and then one run I found out that it was not. And by fast Cerberus I mean not using hasten time. And sometimes they can outspeed you if you do that, so.
I really wish we all had yo-yos just to be like.
I feel like that was mentioned. So
Yeah, I was envisioning that before this run, but we failed to acquire yo-yos.
Next time.
Yeah.
As I said, this is, as I've probably mentioned before, this is the first of many ESA Legends. This is not the last time you're going to see Romancing SaGa and Denno, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Do you run all the Romancing SaGa games, or just 3 or 2 maybe?
I'm no like this and like FFL2 are the only SaGa games I've run. But I was planning on learning Romancing SaGa 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really I don't think I'm gonna do SaGa Frontier because the remaster I feel like is not that good to run, and I don't have a PS2 or PS1.
Yeah, I haven't seen as much active running of the remaster specifically. If I see it, it's still people playing the original, which is fair.
I'm pretty sure Black is still not at axe level 20, which has me slightly concerned. Anyway, here's the secret 5th Abyss Gates, which we are going to use to go into the Abyss. So this will be the final dungeon. And the way the final dungeon works is that you could immediately go to the final boss, but there's also the true Sinistrals that you can fight. If you don't fight any of them and you go to the final boss, it's much stronger. There's like a special achievement you get for doing that as well. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. As long as you defeat one of the Sinistrals, it becomes much easier. Like it has less HP. So that's what we do in this run, but also because there was a donation, I'm going to do one additional Sinistral fight. I'm going to fight Bune as well. But I'll do the regular fight that I would normally always do. Technically, I guess I wouldn't need to do this if I'm doing Bune anyway, but I'm just like putting that on top of what I would normally do instead of replacing something. I need to change my formation still.
This is kind of like a Pokemon League, at least that's what it's reminding me of.
Let me do that. You shall beg for mercy that will never come. Also, this music is banging even harder than anything we've heard so far. But I don't know if we're gonna get to listen to too much of this run.
Stop being so good. Slow down. Let everyone jam out.
Maybe during the Bune fight we get to hear a little more. Yeah, Robin also has enough MP that I get turn priority for the next turn. So yeah, then I can go in. And this is where the song starts. Anyway, the fight is over. Let's hope that Black gets a max level. He did not.
Really helpful there.
Or he has one more chance. I don't know if he's at 19. If he's at less than 19, then I'm gonna have a rough time at Oblivion.
Because he's dealing like 2.4k right now, right? Would that extra one level give, like, how much of a damage increase would that one level be?
Huge.
Yeah?
Yeah, because at 20 you get one extra hit with Yo-Yo.
Oh, right, sure. I just know that some games have like these weird damage breakpoints that kind of you'll do minimal damage and suddenly it will just like almost multiply the damage you deal by like 3 sometimes just because of a damage threshold. But an extra hit is good.
Okay, this will be your bonus. There she is. Whoever said in chat, this is somebody's wife apparently.
That was Shokapano here. I think they had to go to work, but when they come back and watch the rest of this run, they'll be very excited.
Okay, so the thing is, the reason why you don't normally want to do this fight is because she can immediately use Rising Earth, which has turn priority, and if she does, then I lose. But she did not, so it's all good. Let me just to be safe, I'll use hasten time because damage is a bit lower and I don't know exactly how tight this is. Oh, there is. Well, you got to hear slightly more of this song.
We got to hear a little bit of the breakdown, yeah, just a little bit.
Axe. Oh!
Yay!
Okay, now we're gonna have a good time.
Okay. Took you long enough? No, not you, Deno, you're fine, but the character.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that sometimes Ellen has reached axe level 30 before Oblivion, without even doing like any extra stuff. That's always a good time. Let me just make sure that I have enough items, like enough SP on everyone, enough MP. Yeah, everyone's good on that regard, so then I'm gonna go to the final boss.
Good luck.
Well, first there's a little bit of story, and then I get to prepare, and then it's the boss, but anyway. But you shouldn't have come. Okay, my voice is too deep for this.
If you had left me something, there cannot be two somethings. Destiny, it imbalances the very fabric of something. Sorry, I can't read that fast. Not at least vocally. Are you looking for the thingy?
Yeah, now what's going on is that these two children of Destiny are joining their forces, and like that's creating this like manifestation of destruction, oblivion, annihilation incarnate, and that's what we have to destroy, while they try to focus their powers on creation instead of destruction, so that they can recreate the world. So that's like the stakes right now. I need a very specific formation here, which is exactly like this, and then I'll make a save and go. And the final boss song is also excellent, and this one we actually get to hear properly. That is, we'll get the peony punish. Yeah, everybody has their own line here. Oh yeah, by the way, Sarah is Ellen's sister, so that's also you know, it's important for her. Alright, here we go. I feel like this should be consistent, but I shouldn't say that. Now this is always like there's like a 2% chance that something goes wrong. That's like it should be fine, but sometimes it's not. Yeah, I need to use hasten time in very specific order, so I want to start with Katarina because she's going to be faster than Oblivion at this point. The further we get into the fight, the more speed Oblivion is going to have, but he's also going to lose resistance as we like move on to further phases. So he has phase transitions, but you don't really see anything, but you see me doing more damage. I don't know if I got the phase transition because my damage wasn't maybe as good as it could have been. I think this damage is higher now. And also we want to use Robin's hasten time now because he gives us turn priority for the next turn, and there's a possibility that he uses demonic wings, which is where he transforms into like a form of one of the Sinistrals, and in that case he might have a move that has turn priority, so then we want to like override that turn priority. And then Black also has enough MP, so that will give me a turn priority for the next turn as well. And then Ellen can go next, and then Peony will be the last one to use hasten time if it's even necessary.
Stopping time after the credits, or?
Now we'll stop it on the kill. We don't want to watch the credits. Like normally the timing ends on the end of the credits, but there's no point watching credits in a marathon. And we can maybe watch a little bit of it, but
I mean it's 4.
Oh. Okay, here's Void Wing, so he should be pretty close to death, but I don't think he's in the last phase yet. If he's in last phase, we get some like special text. Yeah, I think I should hasten time with Peony. Okay, it went off. I think there was a chance that he could have acted before any of my party members, but yeah, we're fine. It should be dying on this turn. Or not. It's getting more exciting. Yeah, now we know it's in the final phase. It'll be fine though. It'll definitely be fine. Yeah.
GG's. Good run. 242. What's the old PB there, Deno?
My PB, well, my PB of course ends at the end of the credits, not here, but my PB in Japanese is, I think it's 222.
Mm-hmm.
So after the credits, this would be like 258 or something like that.
16 minutes of credits, or cutscenes and credits.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice. Well, for the potential to stall, let's watch it.
Yeah, I mean, we can watch it.
Yeah, we have time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, the estimate was what, 3 hours, right?
yeah, at some time prepared for like incentives.
Yeah, but I'm just you've gone ludicrously. Have you not seen the show? You've gone underestimate. What's that about? We have to wait until we get back up to estimate.
Maybe
you were too proficient.
What we needed for me to go over estimate is more donations. So if you want to see more runs go over estimate, keep donating, because otherwise you get these underestimate runs. It's really weird.
Production, can we have some victory fanfares, please?
It would be godlike if they got a SaGa victory fanfare and not an FF1.
Yeah, you might be wondering, like, we beat the final boss, but now everything's blowing up, like, what's going on? But
the map's evaporating.
we didn't have that donation to fight the Boone Sinistral. I appreciate that one. We got to do a little bit of extra stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, thank you for your donations that's come in. Remember, if you've enjoyed this run and you're interested in playing this game, if you haven't played it for the first time, it is available on most platforms, along with RS2, a very similar remake of this kind of ilk. So you can try that series out.
Even on your phone.
Yeah. There's also, so Final Fantasy Legend Collection is a thing for the first 3 games as well. Which, again, FF Legend is, or I think the first one's called The Final Fantasy Legend. Is SaGa 1, and then so you can play the first 3 SaGa games, which are all handheld Game Boy ones. And you can look forward to new SaGa next year. Square Enix have a banger look in 2024 between Visions of Mana and Emerald Beyond. Oh, big year.
Yeah, I mean, some people might be saying like 7 Rebirths, but nah, I'm thinking.
No, honestly,
Beyond,
yeah.
like
It's why I didn't mention it. Mana and SaGa, we're good.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's
no more development.
Yeah, that's what we need. But yeah, what you're seeing right now is the world getting recreated. This time without the abyss and without the Rise of Morstrom. Now everything's gonna be fine. Except if you play the mobile game, then you might see that things are still gonna happen. But that's a separate story. Also, she does in the end get the Masquerade back. You could do like her kind of quest earlier and like return the Masquerade, but I guess even if you don't do that in the end, like in the credits, when she brings it back. Yeah, also, if you're wondering about the Final Fantasy Legend 2 run, like there is the like Steam release of it, but I'll actually have like original hardware on a cartridge with a Game Boy player. It's really nice. I brought all my hardware so I can do the run. So
then I was like, please, let me do it. I brought everything. Make it worthwhile.
It'd be really nice to do it. Yeah. I think it'd be a nice addition.
If we keep going underestimate, yeah.
Don't stop.
It's very unlike us to be underestimate.
Yeah, no. It's I'm not comfortable, Fred.
Do you know that I'm, out of all the runs at ESA, I'm probably one of the persons who's gone most overestimate.
The most?
Yeah. That
Ever?
wasn't great.
Oh, I think like the most frequency.
No.
Or just
for
the
most
highest.
time, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You saw the first day, right?
Well, if you're average per hour, I went like 40 minutes over in a 2-hour game.
Okay, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
But you know, you guys were thinking like maybe we should go for speed and do Japanese, but then we would have been even more underestimate.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been like kind of bad?
If you go slower, there's more game to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course we want more SaGa, like more minutes of SaGa at the ESA Legends.
We do.
So I missed a bit of the lore with Goosebird and Mitako before. So I heard Mitako's been kicked out.
Goosebird beat the living hell out of Kotaku. Mitako.
When does he get to come back?
4.2? 4.2.
He's
About
still outside.
300
He's suffering.
Yeah, he's outside cold.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have his waterproofs on. So you're about 300 quid away or 300 cash monies away from saving him.
I feel like what's scary is that Goosebird's just looking at us right now like we're next.
You're next.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah, just
Oh.
thank you, Goosebird.
I win? Okay.
That's what he'll honk when he beats you up.
And for being underestimate.
So that's like when he gets like the experience and the like drops.
I wonder what his level up sound would be. What level is Goosebird?
At least 1. At least. Probably higher, but you know he's at least level 1.
I mean, he could be
2,
level 1
okay.
that has insane stats.
Just
Yeah,
the growth curve is unreal.
What's his martial arts skill? It's probably really high.
Well, considering how easily he handled Mitako, I'd say at least 15. It's a good start. Level 20. Yay! He did it. I do like that there are runs that, again, because like things like leveling can be not like fully 100% random. You can generally guarantee you'll get something, and generally push towards it. I like when runs have that kind of variance because it kind of it's nice to see how players adjust to that. It kind of makes me think about as like Chrono Cross runs as well, how stat ups can just be really vary between things. You're right, mate.
Yeah. Hold on.
No worries. Yeah,
I'll be back.
It's all good. Chrono Cross runs in these somewhat random level ups, kind of you can kind of feel that what this character is, either underpowered and I need to make up for that or be aware of that when setting up strats and stuff.
Look, she was at 29. That's so close to 30.
Nevius is saying thank you for stalling there by watching the credits.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting like the recap of the like character stats here, and then soon like the proper credits are gonna start rolling. It'll show off like some like cool animations and stuff, but yeah, we can like move forward with the schedule at any point.
And Carpelli.
Yeah, Kabeli. Let's go, Cable.
Good old Art Piazza. They've done a lot of stuff, haven't they? They've done a lot of remake things here and there. Didn't Art Piazza do the recent SMRPG remake as well? Was it Art Piazza? I think it was. They do a lot of good remake content, that's all, so pretty sure it was them.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure. I didn't get around to playing that.
Yeah, I mean it's still the same game, just very, very upgraded in terms of visuals. So if you like the original, you'll like it. Crack on.
Yeah. You can see some really fancy moves here that I never used. Like you only saw like a fraction of this game. So if you thought this looked interesting, but you feel like you got spoiled, you didn't really get spoiled that much. Like there's so much more to do in this game. And then there's a bunch of SaGa games on many platforms. The 3 Masters, it's easy to acquire a SaGa game and start playing, so highly recommend.
Wow, what are these? Oh, thanks, mate. Yes, you did.
Oh.
Cheers. I've just been... You also have that as well? Very nice. I've just been gifted a strategy guide that Fred had. I mentioned Chrono Cross and it reminded him. He just gave me the Chrono Cross guide. Recruit every character. Oh my god, Brady games. The art of the guide of like the strategy guide, you know, it's a lost art because now we just have internet guides and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. I'm pretty sure every RPG speedrunner or every RPG player, if I was to say to you, game FAQs Alex, you know exactly who I mean. Every RPG player has read an Alex guide on game FAQs, like the #1 goat of RPG guides. Maybe 90% of all good RPGs has a guide written by Alex.
Yeah, young boy is just, he's forever young. That's how it goes. If your name is young boy, you're always young boy.
Pardon, my name was, sorry?
There's a character called Young Boy.
Young Boy?
Yeah, he's just always Young Boy.
Yeah, of course.
Never grows old.
There's a game that, like, riffs on that joke, right? Where, yeah, I think it was actually, it was completely irrelevant to this, but it was Chocobo GP, one of the most recent Chocobo racing game, where obviously one character is called Camilla, but her dad is called Camilla's Pa, and that's his name. His name's Camilla's Pa. He says, "Hi, I'm Camilla's Pa," and they go, "Is that your?" And they even reference it in the script, like, is he actually called Camilla's Pa, or do you have a name? It's like, no, I'm just Camilla. That is my name, Camilla's Pa. I was having a look at Art Piazza's games, and they are just like magic. Dragon Quest. Opuna on the Wii, amazing. Dragon Quest, all of like the DS remakes, it was all them. It's the 7 remake, Romancing Saga 2 and 3, yeah, just awesome company. Square Enix Incorporated. Square Enix is pretty cool. They're a good company. Do you like Square Enix games?
Yeah. I feel like the fact that I'm here maybe indicates that I have some interest in Square Enix.
Yeah? A little bit.
Yeah.
Do you like Square Enix games, Fred?
I like Square games.
Square games, not Square Enix. Wow. Bit harsh. You're one of those like, the golden age of gaming!
Oh, yeah. Anything after like
1995 trash, right? Yeah.
a little bit later than that.
Oh, sorry, 1996. My bad.
Square stuff. Yeah, that's the
you know
one.
what? We get to hear the song now. Now we get to hear it.
Enix were a great publisher. They had some good games in their line. Kind of make me think, I've been meaning to get back into Terranigma, thinking of NX.
Yes.
I've always wanted to, because I ran that game years ago. And it's a great game, and it's a great run, but like the actual 80% was really tricky, but there has been like a new route that kind of like gets rid of a lot of the RNG, which makes it a great run. I need to get back into that.
That's about the length of an RPG that's perfect for me, like 3.5, 4 hours.
3.5 hours, yeah. Oh, man. I'm really looking forward to next year. I don't know, just Emerald, sorry, just going back to SaGa, because Emerald Beyond just looks so good. The characters are wild. Like, just rocket launchers and Gatling guns galore. I'm just so excited for it. I don't know. SaGa's never been like, has never shied away from just creating the most like, just nuts character design. And the artwork's amazing. Like if you have a look at like, the original artwork for like Romancing Saga and Saga Frontier, it's such a unique art style. I can't remember the name of the artist, but it's like incredible watercolor and like really kind of like abstract shaped like outfits and designs. It's really, really good.
And one of my favorite enemy designs from Saga Frontier is the Ape Rider. It's like a monkey riding a unicycle.
Of course. animations. I think it was Nevius. Were they saying how ready they are, or are we still struggling?
We're still stalling for a bit, I think.
Okay. Anything you want to show off in the game? Can you like load a save and knacker something for us?
We can set a deadline for them. Like they need to be here.
Yeah.
We're cutting the game.
Yeah. We're gonna cut your game if you don't get here. Nah.
Seems like they're getting ready in like.
Is
$5.
RS3 your favorite Saga game then?
I would probably say Saga Frontier is my favorite.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, RS3. You didn't hear that. We love you. The game's right there. You're just bad-mouthing it.
Okay, it's my favorite speedrun.
Okay, cool. Whew. Saved it.
And it's a very good game.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there. I mean, I also like Romancing Saga 2 and 3. I might actually like 2 more than 3.
2's really good. 2 is really, really good.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I really like the concept of like generations and the 7 heroes. It's just really cool.
Again, I really like the whole generational thing in 2. Because again, this has like 8 set characters, but the whole like, you know, when you lose a character, because the whole LP system, right? That your main character that you play, the other characters you can lose, but your main character, when you run out of LP, you kind of go to the next generation of characters.
Yeah.
It kind of like time passes of sorts. And you have like their descendant will continue their work. And I thought that was a really nice concept of like the risk reward, or like the risk of passing and like having to like change your character sets. Really, I don't know. It was just, it felt quite unique for the time it came out, and the way in which you engage with the world and your characters. Because like I'm not a big fan of permadeath in games, specifically strategy RPGs, but in general, permadeath is one of those things where I'm not like massively into it. But I think it works quite well in this. Quickly, we have some wonderful donations that just came in. Anonymous, $10 donation, which has a comment, and the comment is no comment. Thank you very much, Anonymous. And then a $100 donation. Woo! From Pun-Armed, or Gun-Armed Dine, but Pun-Armed Dine. I'm going to hope there's a pun in here, Dine. Caught the end of Romancing Saga 3, and after the pain it took to buy and download the Vita version recently, that's definitely a sign to play through it sooner rather than later. Kudos to all of you. Thank you so much indeed, Dine. There wasn't a pun in there, though, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm not upset. I'm not disappointed. I just noticed. Okay. Cool. We have a new 4K milestone just announced. That was why I was suddenly stopping talking and looking to my right. Production were just like, oi, tell them this, 4K, which is how much away? 30 quid? 30 cash money.
Not even
or
30.
28. We'll make the Lightning. We will make the Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13 co-op run into a 2-player, 1-controller run.
I feel like that needs to be met
Now.
Yes, yesterday.
Now, Dine, if you're still there, my friend, it's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're well. I really would like a pun. So can you put in the chat a pun? You don't have to donate again. You've already given a wonderful amount. But I'd love to see a pun. I want to see the entirety of chat hate themselves for reading it. That'd be great. But yeah, we are close to that. Thank you so much indeed for the lovely donations.
And there it is, the end of credits.
I love how they write. I love the font for the Saga series. That striking S and then the super long G. It's iconic, I dare say.
Yeah.
I need to go and play Scarlet Grace, don't I? Because I haven't played that one, or Minstrel Song, but I need to go play Scarlet Grace in preparation for Emerald Beyond.
Yeah, for sure. At least one of the characters. I know it's a bit rough, like going for all the characters with how the game is, but at least one of them.
I will do that. I don't have much time. I'm still an absolutely incredible year for like really. Well, last few years have just been incredible for that. But here we go. Was in a rush to get the donation before the credits ended, so I don't think I was trying to masquerade as someone. Nicely done, Dine. Big fan. Pun-Armed Dine. If you like a pun, that's your guy. Yeah. underestimate even after the credits. That is true. That was really good. You are too good. Get out. We can't have quality in our speed runs.
It's subjective.
Subjective. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, we've been a little bit more chill and relaxed here. It's been a bit more of a different vibe. I noticed that obviously that whole thing with like ESA is a general approach to submitting showcases rather than submit your speedrun.
Yeah.
The idea is to show the game off. The strats that you do, the techniques that you do to get through it, the ins and outs, the nuance of the games. Showcase.
It also
They are meant to be fast, but it's to try and like reduce that pressure on you need to be elite level godlike to be worthy of showing a game off, you know.
It just opens up more possibilities. Like 2-player 1 controller. That's adds flair.
Yeah.
It's still a speedrun, but it's also maybe more of a showcase. Or other $25%. Crowd control surely isn't speedrun because you're not guaranteed to finish, but it's a showcase.
Yeah. And
you're not guaranteed to finish a speedrun either, but...
Could you imagine does RS2 and 3 actually have like randomizer mods? Yeah.
Well, actually,
How much can you
made one for.
You
this
made
game.
one. Plug it. Go. Plug.
I don't know if I even like.
Play my mod.
I don't think I even like posted it publicly. Maybe it's somewhere. Maybe you can somehow find it. But it's kind of like half broken in a way.
Oh right. It's not a very good product, but I made one. Come on.
well, it's like it just has like a couple bugs in it, really. But I don't know. It's not like a huge community in the West, so it's like I was like I don't know, like where would I post this already? but if that interests you, then you can I don't know, message me and I can deliver.
Hand deliver it to your door.
I can deliver.
This USB stick has an RS3 randomizer. Crack on.
Dang! Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, did we do it?
We did. We did it. We did it.
Thank you very much. Round of applause and clapping.
Thank you very much, and that pushes us over $4,000 raised for.
We're going to make it a 2P 1C run of Final Fantasy XIII's Lightning Returns. Nephalia, 27 doll hairs and 38 cents. Got to send a donation, otherwise Nev is going to complain for the next few days. Classic Nev. Aaron,
that seems cheap.
What? 4,000. Okay, we're just getting milestones left, right, and center. Put it on the screen. It makes it easier for me. 4,000. Oh yeah, but $4,102.
I mean, let's just put it at 4,200 for both.
Oh yeah. 4,200 for both. If we can get to 4,200 doll hairs, cash monies, quid. Readies, Wonga! Anything, 4,200. We will both let Matako into the building and force...
Unjail
Matako and get the... is it a super boss, the Aeronite? Aeronite boss fight in Lightning Returns. I played like 3 hours of that game. I really enjoyed it, but I just didn't have the time at the time to play it. Don't let him in. I agree. But yes, 4,200 for both saving Matako and a super boss during Lightning Returns. Neviats, Dasfero, are you ready? You know what? We should probably just go to break and let you guys go free because you're just sitting there awkwardly on the couch, and I don't want you to be awkward. Did you have any final words, apparently, before we head off?
Well, I guess. What would I say? Thank you to the SaGa community. They have a lovely little Discord channel where you can ask for help. And yeah, if you're interested in learning the run, I did make like a commentated run, like English commentated, because like most runners are Japanese, so it's like hard to find like English resources. But I tried to help out with that since I learned this. Yeah, that's maybe that's about it. Thanks to Yida for helping with commentary, and Bowie too for like chilling and talking about SaGa.
I like seeing awesome games being played very, very well by talented runners. So thank you for playing. Right, we'll go to our whole like tech segment as we try to set up for the next game. The runners are now going to be like, oh, we're running, we have to do something now. But we'll see you in just a little bit. Thanks so much indeed for supporting ESA Legends. When we come back shortly, we'll have Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, 2P1C by Neviat and Das Vero. We'll see you in just a bit. Cheers.